From the MDR studios in Davenport, Iowa, Quad Cities, you're listening to Minor Disturbance Radio. About all things that rock and some that suck. Minor Disturbance Radio, it is time to do a podcast, Travis.
I've been ready for a while.
We've been working really hard doing the MDR sessions thing, and we had a little gap in the action. We normally would only do MDR session podcasts. I was telling Travis, I'm like, from now on, we're not even going to do like normal podcasts with just one guest. We're going to do, the only way you're going to be on MDR is if you join an MDR session and record a song and then get to be on the podcast afterwards.
You've made a special exception.
For this one. Yeah. Absolutely.
Desperate times.
Well, we got a little time. We got, we needed, exactly. That's what you were saying.
Ran out of options.
Yeah. But we're just about done with that. We're waiting on the vocals from Mandy.
Yep.
In Burlington. We're doing Barracuda, and it's just about done. I've got everything mixed but the vocals.
Yep.
I can't wait to get that done. So bear with us. Sometimes people get sick, and then they can't sing. And when a singer is going to sing something like Barracuda, they got to be on top of their game. We're waiting for her to get healthy, and then we'll get that done. But in the studio today, and we usually don't do daytime podcasts.
No, this feels weird.
Yeah, I'm like, just woke up.
Sunday afternoon podcast.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But I got some of my best buddies, my rock and roll brethren, Third Rail's in the house, and we just got done playing for the first time in 4 years.
4 years, man. Yeah.
So Mitch Wilson.
Correct.
That's your real name. It's Mitch Savage.
Right.
In Third Rail.
Sometimes.
Benji Blades over here. You might not recognize him in a normal ball cap.
Right.
But Benji Blades.
Tucked my hair back.
And of course, Evil Ed over here.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, see, Ed's the same every time. He asked me, he's like, "So, hey, boss, I think I'm gonna put my wardrobe on this time. I'm gonna wear my paint." And I was like, "Don't do it, Ed.
Yeah.
Just be you, buddy."
Yeah.
And there he is.
That's what you get.
As you can tell, I didn't exactly listen all the way. I'm like the only guy here that's not really wearing sleeves. And
I knew
it was going to be cold down here. So.
Well, I mean, obviously the lighting is not to your liking. So.
I know, man. I hate harsh. I've always hated harsh lights on me and stuff. I've always preferred it dark.
No, when I saw you were wearing sunglasses indoors on an overcast day, I knew shit was going downhill already.
I didn't know that was is in the rules. Travis usually don't let me wear sunglasses on the podcast.
I'll
take them off if you want.
Though I want to really. No, I think I should just.
I'll take them off halfway through.
There you go.
I feel like joining the party.
Flip ups, man.
Right.
I drank a whole pot of extra stout coffee this morning just to wake up and
sweet.
And
here it is, 1:30.
A leak every half hour. It seems.
Up and at 'em.
Exactly.
It's 1:30.
Oh.
So, what's fascinating about this band to me is, I don't know if people know this or not, but this band existed before I was ever in Third Rail, and you guys,
me too.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of developed. Benji, you're a founding member, right?
Yeah, me and Ed.
You and Ed. Okay, so how did that start then? What
Mohicans? We scooped Ed up. Met him through his wife.
Yep.
We were looking for a singer, believe it or not, and Ed, I know a guy that does karaoke, so we brought him over.
and the other lie was, he sounds just like James Hetfield. I've heard him sing. And of course, when I get there, and Benji's like, "All right, Ed, bring it."
Ed showed up when we met Ed. He shows up, cowboy boots, big
buckle,
rodeo belt,
cowboy hat, cowboy shirt.
I still had Texas in the blood.
Son of a bitch.
When I met Benji, it was maybe a year, something like that, after I got honorable discharge from the United States Navy, and I was stationed down in San Antonio, Texas. So you get down there long enough, the state will grow on you. Next thing you know, you're dressing like Garth Brooks or something like that.
Oh, Ed, I gotta know, are the rumors true? I have heard rumors that you used to be a male dancer of sorts.
Oh Jesus, yeah. That's one dark chapter in my life when I was about 19, 20 or something like that.
Explain the gig to me.
How did you know about it though?
I can't remember. I just know that.
I think Benji actually spilled the beans on that one time.
No,
I tucked that away. It probably wasn't me.
I don't remember it being Benji, but
I don't think it was me.
The building's still there, but it's not called Club LA's anymore, but it was like Tuesday nights. It was women's night and all that stuff. Me and another friend of mine, I'm not going to incriminate him, but he talked me into it, you know, because I was back in the day, I was in competition, natural bodybuilding, you know, not juicing up and shooting up.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, what the heck, I'll give it a try. And it went on for a couple of months. And, you know, every other night we was there, or even more often, fights broke out. It was like Roadhouse. And I thought, screw this, I'm done, you know.
Right.
Just couldn't take the violence.
Is that a true story?
Yes, it is a true story.
Okay.
One I'm not exactly proud of, but, you know, whatever.
It's made you what you are today, man.
Okay, so
He's got a show after this show.
I sure as hell wouldn't be doing it now.
Down at K-Side.
Not unless you guys remember Chris Farley against
You know what I'm
Patrick
talking about,
Swayze and all that stuff, right?
I'm trying to picture you in like the you know the beanbag
Don't, because you got a
hammock?
trash can nearby.
yeah
Yeah.
the
He wasn't
banana
that
hammock.
kinda- He wasn't that kind of dancer. He wore like capezios.
A loincloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
mean, is that what we're talking about? Is like oiled up, like
Oh,
young
yeah,
man. There's something.
Worst dressing room was down in the basement and all that stuff. No, I didn't do, but yeah, the baby oil and all that stuff, greasing up the hair, whatever.
Tasty.
How long did it take you to get rid of the athlete's foot?
Too long.
Antifungal sprays. And,
Yeah, and several shots later.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I think
no,
Not from
not
the
like
bar
drinks.
either.
No,
Right.
no,
No,
yeah,
not
exactly.
Jack, not Jack.
Inoculations.
So the first time I saw Third Rail, I think I wasn't there for any specific reason other than
Tony
we
Brett, yeah.
happened upon.
Tony Brett,
No,
I
actually,
think.
I saw you guys before Tony. We went down
Yeah.
to the shenanigans or whatever, and you guys were playing inside there. And Danelle and I were having drinks, and I had my back to you guys, and I was sitting at the bar.
Makes sense.
And
Sounds about right.
Well, you had a
So
girl
I'm back to
singer.
these
You had a
guys.
girl singer.
Yeah.
And she sang half, and then Bobby
sang half. Or it was
Thornton.
like half and half. Yeah.
Yep.
right? He would sing the second half. So I was kind of paying attention to my own thing. I was like, dang, they're playing a lot of 80s stuff. And I was like, that's not bad. And I looked up at the stage, and I think at that point you were wearing you had a bandana. Just a bandana?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was no get-ups.
But sunglasses or something, you look cool. It looked cool to me. And
That
of course-
wasn't me. That was Mitch.
Yeah, and then somebody's like, oh, that's Third Rail. And I was like, I've heard of them. And then the next thing was, yeah, their drummer's got one arm. And I was like, he does? I never even noticed the entire time I was there, right?
I didn't know you were at that show.
Yeah, I was there.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I do
That's
remember
news to
you
me.
being there.
Yeah.
So I think
Okay.
Bobby come up and talk to you. Bubba.
And so then, he talked to me. And I was listening to him, and I was thinking in my head, because he was doing Skid Row or something, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, dude, I could so do this, man.
Got this.
You know, I'm like, man, I wish I was a singer of this band. And then time went on, and that's when Tony called me, and he said, hey, dude, I got a line on a band for you. It'd be perfect for you.
Yeah, because Bubba come and played with us one more time, and you come out to Orion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I came out there, and I immediately saw the draw that you guys had.
We were dressed up by then.
Yeah, now by
Right.
that point, you guys were dressed
I was
up.
trying to do that.
Well, there was the one time that we were opening for Warrant. Remember that down in the district?
Yeah, Daiquiri
you guys
Factory is for the Red Cross.
played
it was.
before Drop Hammer, and then I saw you guys there too. But that was a shit show because there was like at least 8 different members of your band. It seemed like people traded off, and then they jumping off the stage
Come
and
and go.
breaking stuff. And I don't know, it was kind of a weird gig.
Yeah. I wasn't there on that one.
I remember
was Tony.
that show.
Oh, Tony was the drummer.
Tony
then?
was drumming that stuff.
Tony-
Yeah.
We had about 2 feet.
We're talking about Tony Reeves from
Yeah.
3 Years Hollow.
Yep. He was
We
a
had
drummer.
about 2 feet from the bass drum to the edge of the stage,
Yeah,
where we were
that-
set up.
Oh,
We asked
Jesus.
you, and we were like, "Hey, maybe those guys scoot their stuff back." You guys were like, "Nope." These guys
sounds
are
about
assholes.
right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Look, man, when by that point, Drop Hammer had learned how to own their part of the stage
play the
because
game.
we had played with enough bands that did that to us.
Sure.
That we were like,
Passing it
okay,
down. Yep.
you know, they wouldn't move for us, so we figured that once we get set up.
Yeah.
But actually, you know, my drummer is usually pretty. He would have been cool about maybe pulling the whole kit, but it's because once you get mic'd up and everything's there, you
hard
don't
to
want to
do.
move anything.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
That's because
On drum
Brian's
kit.
always the bad cop on shit like
there was
that.
3
Right.
drum sets set up.
And-
though.
Yeah, that
It was like-
sucks.
Well, to be kind of honest,
Yeah.
you know, I knew that, you know, it was fun to be like, we can't move it, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
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 don't
Yeah.
you know who you're dealing with here? You expect Drop Hammer to move their amps?
Right.
Come on.
Ain't gonna happen.
Anyway, yeah, Ed's like, I
Ed
never knew
remembers
this
that
about
show.
you.
No, that particular show really sucked for me because it wasn't because of the lack of room, but it was the day after I got my marbles snipped and clipped, no more babies, that kind of thing, and I was hurting that day.
Speaking of,
Such an indelicate term.
he's fresh off the
Jesus.
cutting block.
Yeah, let's have a conversation about that. Because, okay, so when did you get your nip tuck?
I don't know, what year did we play that show?
1974. No, it was 2013 maybe.
2005,
I don't know.
I think it was.
2005.
It was a long
Let's just
time
call it a severance package.
There you go.
How about that?
Because my son just turned 14, so it had to be 2005.
Wait. So that show I'm talking about with the warrant, you had just got cut that day?
The day before.
Okay, and you still played the show?
Yeah.
All right.
Black and blue.
I was gonna say that'll really make your codpiece
Every
change.
single song, just standing still, going, God, let's just get this over with, because I left my painkillers back at the house, and
Yeah.
so yeah.
Disaster.
Okay, so let's talk about this because we were having this conversation at your house
Pretty
Mitch,
recently, yeah.
because we couldn't get together because you had to have this done. You were going to have a vasectomy.
I had something done. I don't know what he was doing, but yeah.
Did you hear the way that Brian just said vasectomy though? Because you were gonna have it's like he didn't want to say it.
No.
Well, the reason I hesitated is because I didn't know if I was saying the right thing. Because
That is the
sometimes
thing.
I say dumb stuff like I could have said that you were having a mammogram, and I would
Right.
I say the wrong stuff sometimes. So I was
Sure.
really thinking, make sure it's a vasectomy and not
Check your medical
what's the other
dictionary.
thing that girls get?
Right. Among other things.
Yeah.
Like a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
Hysterectomy.
See, I could have messed up.
Sure.
But it's the vast deference, and I know this because when I was at the doctor and we had that awkward moment where he's like, okay, well, the pre-screening thing where you talk to him about having it
Check
done.
him out.
And you know what's going to happen.
Right.
You know he's going to eventually have to grab your balls. And so, you're awkward and you're filling out paperwork and you're just kind of in there and you're just kind of like, and things go, because a man's about to grab you.
Or they don't.
And then he just stands up and he goes, all right, just go ahead and drop your pants there. And then he walks right up to me. I mean, if this is my face, his cheek is almost like next. He's like, so, and he's got me. He's got me. And he's holding.
You win.
He's finding out where, what he needs to take care of down there. And he finds that vas deferens and he squeezes it. Kind of. He wants to know where it's at. And I'm like, hey.
And he's like, so, are you a Spurs fan?
Yeah, exactly. Totally like cough your breath out of the nose. You know what I mean?
Good stuff.
I'll try to make this as fast as I can. And he did that thing, and he found him on both sides. And that feeling of when he found him was that same feeling of like being kicked on the nuts.
Balls, yeah.
It's
That's right.
It's not
That's the
pleasant.
exact
No.
site. Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, I'll see you next Tuesday or whatever when we're gonna do all that stuff.
Right.
Shave your balls, and we need it completely shaved,
Uh-huh.
and all this stuff. I'm like, sweet,
They
this is
didn't,
gonna be a lot of
give
fun.
you the option, you can shave it or we can shave it.
Oh yeah, that's the
That's what they gave me.
Uh-huh.
And I was like,
And then they bring in the girl that shaved
I was
you.
like, oh, she's got a mustache.
chainsaw.
Dr. Root's coming around the corner any minute. I guarantee it.
Nurse looks like Ed coming around with sharpening it.
But for me, I mean, I want to have the conversation with everybody because you, Benji, you had a bad experience with it.
I had a terrible experience.
Yeah. What happened with
He
you?
said,
Did they leave a tool inside you?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No, I went and got it done.
Vice grips.
There was something where they actually had to pull to get to the cut.
So like you
And-
had like an illegal
it felt like he was
formation.
pulling my guts out.
Oh God, jeez.
And he was like, he goes, and he's trying to numb, and he's like, I can't get the numbing stuff in there. He goes, hang on. And he said, it's 1 in 50 cases or I don't know, whatever he said.
You're gonna feel some pressure.
He goes, I gotta pull. He goes, you're gonna feel it, and he did, and I was soaked with sweat by the time he got done. I was like, just do it.
Yeah.
But
Man.
yeah, just to get that one little.
Well, that's certainly
It was
encouraging.
bad.
I'm
It
ready. I
was
think
rough.
I'm ready for mine now.
Are you next?
Oh, you haven't had one?
No, I've not had one.
You're the only holdout then.
That's right, man.
Oh,
yeah.
he still
it.
got the
Still fertile.
Yeah.
the full flavor gravy.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
half
still-
our age.
How old
I'm
are you?
still I'm 43.
Oh,
So I'll
Yep,
be.
it's time.
I'm still exactly. I'm still spritzing the world with my.
Still able to launch the tadpole
Youthfulness.
patrol, right?
Exactly.
spraying the world.
Exactly. Hosing her down. Let's get something going. Let's get something going.
You know,
Some people go smooth, some people it sucks.
Tell you what, we'll pin
It
you
all
down.
kinda
You go
sucks,
get
but-
your
Yeah,
steak
just
knife.
exactly.
Like he didn't have any
Cool.
problems. I don't know.
Yeah.
How was yours?
Yeah.
Mine was similar. I mean, I don't know how the average one goes, or if they just say it's going to be smooth, and then everybody tells you it goes easy, just so that you don't back out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's really had trouble besides him.
Okay. Well,
it's not regular conversation in my house either, though. You know,
it is on MDR.
right.
I bring
What's your
third
house?
rail on and we talk about vasectomy.
That's the best part about us.
Yeah.
He said it's just how you're made. You know.
Yeah, right. Like how it forms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
like,
Sure.
sorry, you pulled him.
Totally.
Yep.
Mine was you felt because they numb it. That first shot ain't
right.
fun.
That sucked, man.
That first shot ain't fun. And then from there he started to do his thing, and then I felt the
Tug and pull.
Oh.
and I was like, hey.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh,
I'm not ready for this.
He's like, oh, well, we'll shoot it again, and then I'll come back in 10 minutes again.
Right.
And they must have been skimping on that. That must be
Yeah,
expensive, the
probably
painkiller
is, yeah.
stuff.
Was it
So they
lidocaine?
try to
Was
just
it
do it
lidocaine
at
or
the level to
something?
where if you don't complain, they'll just go. You know?
You probably
Right.
busted his chops at a gig or something. It's like, I remember this guy. Remember this guy?
Took it
I'm
over his
gonna give you
carpet.
your Novocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Purge
go.
and the nitrous.
Yeah, so
You said cunt into the microphone, and my kid was in the audience.
My
that's
doctor,
very possible.
My doctor
Very
was
possible.
weird, man. He said he was an ex-Marine, you know, war vet and everything like that. Ex-hippie, had an earring in both ears, tattoos up both arms.
So he had questionable fine motor skills.
But the thing was, is he goes, I'm going to hook you up starting right now. The burning, the piercing, and then the burning sensation. You know, when the stuff started working through you, you know that was uncomfortable for the first few minutes. But then he asked me the question. He go, "You feel anything?" I go, "I think so." He goes, "Obviously you don't, because I already cut you open." And the most uncomfortable thing about that really wasn't physical, is that my wife was there watching the whole fucking thing. And he even goes,
I didn't know that was an
"Hey,
option."
you want to hold on to this?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Don't
Why'd you
get
bring
her
it?
You know, just like we get to cut the umbilical cord, they get to cut the
Yeah.
vas
I
deferens.
guess.
You know, they get this.
Family time, huh? All right.
Yeah, cool. We ain't spreading that seed
Guess
no
that's
more.
how they
You
roll
screw
in
this
it.
one up, baby. We're going to the TR video. We're going to buy the home record 2000. You know, shoulder strap and kickstand. You know, 2cc engine with a pull start.
Did she make earrings out of the little part they cut out? The little vas deferens hanging from her
Little
ear?
noodles?
Little
He
noodle,
showed us.
little ramen noodle hanging there.
That's what it looked like.
macaroni and
Perfect.
And they're like, we got to keep it. That little piece they cut out, they keep that and they file it so that if
Yeah,
you
proof.
ever, they can prove that they took it out. But you said something about you got like these special caps put on yours.
He clamped
Yeah.
and burned.
Titanium
So-
clips. And,
Titanium
and cauterized.
Burned.
clip.
Yeah,
And
I got the
clamped.
tie and cauterized.
Did you?
You didn't
Yeah.
get the ties.
I don't remember. Maybe I did.
We
I
went to the
just don't
same place, I
remember.
think.
Yeah, we went to the
Backside of Hy-Vee there in the alley.
yeah.
Isn't that it? Right there by Hy-Vee on Kimberly.
Off of Jersey Ridge Road, wasn't it?
Pretty close.
Or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's where I went.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, this
well,
is going
this
to be
might-
so hard to watch.
Yeah, I
Because
guess
people
we'll
go like,
see who
they
has
do
the
it
baby
behind
first.
Hy-Vee
I don't know, man.
in the alley.
Starting to feel like the odd man out.
You don't know what you're missing.
I know. I'm ready. I'm ready.
You're gonna go sign it up tomorrow.
Well, how did it go for you, Mitch?
I didn't have any trouble. As far as
No?
I know. No.
Well, did they do the whole where they put the towel with the hole cut in the middle and just your junk
Yeah.
is sticking out of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then did a female come in
Yes.
and put iodine
Yes.
all over
Yep.
your nut
Yep.
sack and everything?
Whole 9 yards.
Dude, is that fun or what?
That was probably the strangest part. I mean, it's. I'm like, wait a minute.
You know,
Hold on. But it's all a part of it. I mean, you expect it,
Ooh,
but it's
you're-
like, it's still awkward.
the best part's coming. And I mean that literally too, because the best part is when you had to start bringing a sample of your sperm in to the front desk. You know, you come walking in with a sack,
Right.
and you set it on the table, and you're like, "There's
Still warm.
There's some of my cum in there."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a pretty girl behind the counter, and they're like, "Oh, thank you." You know,
And they
like,
see that every day. They're used to it, I'm sure. But it's still not something I do.
What if,
like
what
that.
if I wanted to produce it fresh right there, like mark it fresh and just
Right.
do it at the counter and just stare at them like,
Yeah.
We had this conversation in Mitch's basement. I had to do that. So
in the
I'm the only
So
one
in the
that
lobby?
can do that.
no, not in the lobby at
lobby.
home.
Okay.
You're at home and you're trying to screw a cup. And I bet everybody I know called me during that.
Yeah.
And my phone is just going off. I'm like,
it's probably
Somebody knows.
it was.
Yeah, right.
your mom called.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm like, ignore. I'm like,
You missed an opportunity, man. If you hold a vibrating phone at the base of your shaft, you can actually get a little extra.
Okay.
yep.
Read
But
out,
yeah,
read out,
he's
read out.
right.
Extra sauce.
Call me back. Call me
You
back.
actually get it done, and you go there, and you're like, you go in, you get your paper bag or whatever,
Right.
and it's cup, and they know exactly. You're like, you get your little lunch sack, and they're like, oops.
Sure.
They know. Put on their gloves, and I was like, oh, I didn't get anything on it. I'm just saying.
No, but Brian made it sound like he walked in there like, Jay and Silent Bob style and rolled out this bag that's just like, threw it on the desk and was like, what do you think?
Slide it across like a mug of beer.
How you like me now? That's funny.
Watch the cap. It's not so tight.
Yeah. Next time, give me a bigger cup, man.
They had, I don't know how many times you guys went back and did. I only did it the once. They said, "Oh, nothing swimming." I was like, "I'm not doing that."
No for me.
It took me, you have to wait a month, right? And then
a month or
8 weeks.
Something about so many loads that you blow before you empty it all out.
Took me a couple
I never
days.
brought in a sample. I figured.
Right, and so you're supposed to blast a bunch of loads out, right?
Yeah. My doctor
for that month, right?
told
Am I
me-
right?
Something like that.
He told me the record in his office was 24 times in 4 days. I swear to God. And the doctor's like, he goes, you need to follow this. I'm like, whoa, I'm not kidding. He did. Like, we were best friends. He's talking like, you need to just do this. I'm like,
You need to knock
it's a little
20 out
creepy.
a day.
In 4 days.
In 4 days. Okay, so that's like
24 in
5 a
4
day.
days.
Yep.
And that's the record.
No, it's 6 a day. If it's 24 in 4 days.
That's pretty good.
I don't know if that's a
day.
record you want to try and set.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, no,
I mean, I
I'm
remember
good.
being 18.
Yeah.
Now it's sounding good,
Exactly.
isn't it?
And
It
you
took a
know-
while to fill this
and we
cup
all
up,
know
but
that.
I got it done for
And
you.
we all know that after 3, friction burn sets in.
Yeah.
So,
You just got to spit on it, you dummy. Jesus
Use your
Christ.
lamp here. You can look at that.
Exactly, man.
Ooh. Never saw that.
So it's safe to third rail is completely safe. We can't impregnate
now.
anybody anymore.
I don't think so.
There's no more offspring.
That's it.
Unless Travis joins the band.
Yeah, then we'd be back in the danger zone.
That's right.
Let's go on tour. Paternity suit Travis.
But you can borrow his old wig. You don't need it anymore. You can his hair out.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
could be the Bald Brothers, man.
Exactly, man. Yeah, I love
brothers.
it.
Yeah.
Put our heads together, make an ass of ourselves.
So that's
Ed might try and dance for it.
Hey, that's right. Bring your dollars. Let's bring Canadian dollars.
Stick them between our heads.
Let's bring euros. They're coins.
I brought my now wife out to go see Third Rail with Bubba. That's where it led to. Is I finally got to see the band
we're going-
as from the perspective. Yeah, I got to go back.
How
Yeah.
far off we went.
Dude, we actually have to do a podcast about the band. You know, we could talk about vasectomy.
So that was all edited right there.
Shawshank
No,
Redemption.
yeah, we got to do something about Third Rail and the music
It's
and the legacy,
the legacy.
or whatever.
You guys go ahead and get started. I gotta.
He's got
you got?
a bladder.
You got a urinary
bladder.
infection?
Coffee.
Size of a
Coffee.
squirrel.
Do we keep rolling without Ed?
Yeah.
No,
rolling
we
without
generally
it.
don't. But
Yeah, whatever. Let's just keep talking.
Yeah.
Just
Do
keep
you
to
hit
our
pause or you just edit this?
Now he'll edit it. He's the master.
There's no pause. No menopause on this one.
Exactly.
No menopause.
No menopause.
So what happened to that girl's knee, man?
yeah,
First
what happened to
vasectomy,
Ed?
and now menopause.
Boy, we should have
We're
missed
covering
Ed
it all.
since he's been gone.
We are a full service band. We'll cover it all.
Well, no, that lamp came when I ordered. I ordered like a bed from some fucking furniture store or something. They brought a dresser and the headboard. You know when you get the dresser. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you this story. And the headboard, a little mirror, and the little doors on the side. You know when that was cool to have them kind of beds. You can put your dildos in here and your dope in
Right,
here.
exactly.
Well, they brought me the bed, and I saw that on the back of the truck, and it was broken. And they had
The
broke
knee?
it in delivery, and whoever had bought it, they had to take it back.
Yeah, didn't want it. Sure.
And I was like, dude, that's
take it.
awesome. They're like, you want it? I was like, yes.
They
And
just
they
give it to you?
Gave it
They
to
just
me.
give you? Yeah.
And I was like, sweet. I was like, it's just a little broke.
Hell yeah.
It's not that big a deal. It's still got boobs on it, right? Exactly. And that's how my decor was going to be in my,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
everything was going to be.
You were gonna be like Scatman Crothers in The
Hey,
Shining.
I mean, isn't that how you saw your apartment looking when you were like 20?
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's like, yes, I'm going to have nothing but naked sculptures of women
Right.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Whole note. Yeah.
Kiss posters on my wall. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I came out to see Third Rail at where it was in
Orion.
Orion, and you guys were outside.
It was supposed to be our last gig.
It was supposed to, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we were done.
Stooges.
Well, because
At the time.
like I said, Tony had said you need to come check them out. I said I want to come see what they do, and I've already seen you guys. I just wanted to go see what you're doing at
Tony played that gig with us.
played
didn't
guitar with us, yeah.
Yeah, he played.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, I think I could do this, and came over and tried out for the band with you guys.
We tried out for you.
Yeah. Well,
Nobody else showed up for the audition.
Yeah, that could be.
was at Mitch's old house.
Well, here's the therapy.
Yeah.
Here's the therapy part of Minor Disturbance Radio, and that is I've always wanted to know. Because you've worked with me for years and years and years now, but I've always wanted to know, like, did Tony bring me up to you guys first and say, like, hey, man, I know a dude that could probably do it. Unfortunately, he's Brian Minor.
I think there was some discussion like that. If I remember.
Wow, man.
I don't know. It would have been probably
It would have
between
been
you and
through
Tony.
me, yeah.
It had been through you
Strap
and
on
Tony.
your fucking waiters. This dude's showing up.
Here comes this asshole.
Well,
I'm trying to think. When we talked, Tony, like, bro, he's like, this dude can sing the stuff you guys are playing and want to play. You know, the Skid Rows.
Plays guitar.
He's got the high voice, and he can do the screams. And,
yeah.
you know, and we were thinking, like, another guitar player, too. And I think you dabbled in that for a while with us, doing, like, the acoustic or something on some of the
Yeah, I
songs.
did. I
Played
played a couple
acoustic,
stuff
and then
yeah.
electric would come in or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you only did that a little bit.
That was back when we were ambitious.
We were. Here's Brian. Brian, we were like, yeah, let's do this. He goes, I
I want to lug my shit around.
I don't carry
Yep.
equipment.
Yep, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to carry it.
Okay, so that's rule number one.
That
I
was-
don't carry
I'm not going to
equipment.
help set up.
What's
I'm definitely not tearing
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
Okay,
he,
right.
he goes, I
Don't
don't
set
want
up
to
a
be
tear
in the
down.
bar with the smoke. Was there smoking then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
they were
Would've been,
smoking
Yeah,
Yep.
because you came in November
right at
of
the
07.
end. Yep, right at the end of smoking.
Yep. And you were like, I don't want to be in there in the smoke trying to talk, blowing my voice out before we even start. So I
yeah.
don't do setup. And we were like, well, this is what it takes.
The rest of the band didn't either.
We didn't either. Yeah. So
We drove it here. What are you gonna do?
Yes.
Somebody needs to.
Well, yeah, I guess I was just wondering if you guys already knew who I was before I even came over to try to
kind
sing.
of. I
Knew of, but yep.
I'm talking more of like the rumors of.
Oh, you had all kinds of rumors.
Okay, because there had to have been like precursors, like
Yeah.
he's gonna be a dick.
Probably just some of the stuff you've already talked about.
On the web.
My phone.
She knows all about you.
yeah,
I'm Googling Brian Minor.
exactly.
Did you
Here's
hear
what I
that?
found.
How does that happen? How does that happen?
That's funny.
And things are alive, man.
It's got your back. It's got your back. Right?
My impression was, you were coming there to watch us, listen to us, and see if you wanted to sing for us. That was kind of the impression I got that day.
Yeah, looking back, it'd be like, would we be good enough to be with you? I think it's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of your guys' CDs from way back.
Yeah, I remember you knew.
I knew
You
of
knew
your
of
stuff,
Drop Hammer and stuff, so.
but never knew anything about the guys personally.
Well,
Never heard any rumors or nothing.
Okay.
Because I was gone. I wasn't around here when you guys were playing a lot with Drop Hammer or whatever, and I was at school or whatever.
It's cool.
Mid 90s, right?
Yeah, because when I came over to try out or whatever, I knew I was going to get the gig. I kind of knew that who else is going to come in here and do this like this.
Particular singing.
had
Yeah.
a
And
couple
still
of
have
try.
long hair, you know what I mean? And still
Yeah.
kind of look the part, too. Because I was like the last of the last that still had long hair.
You probably didn't recognize us when you showed up. And
Yeah.
We didn't have anything.
I know, it's like,
I think I'm in the wrong house.
but no, that was absolutely, when I think back of that time when I was like, I'm not setting up, not tearing down, that was purely because I really had gotten tired of doing that. And I had heard other dudes that I was in a band with declare that right off the bat. And I was like, yes, I need to do that. And then if they say no, then I guess, I have to make the decision. Do I want to really
Yeah.
be in a band and set up at 3:00 in the afternoon and be gone for the 8 hours a day it takes to do the
It's a long
gigs?
time.
Right.
It is.
And I was like,
It's a lot of work.
No, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
You guys hauled your own PA too.
they had a PA, yeah.
Lights.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean,
It's
a lot of
We
work.
would get there at 5:30. We'd play at 9:30.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Play till
That's what we're
1:30,
doing,
2
like,
o'clock.
lot of
4-hour
work, man.
shows.
Yeah, we're doing 4-hour gigs though.
I mean, even if you do everything you can do to cut down on the number of connections that you have to make and things like
Oh,
that.
we had
don't get
everything
anything
tied
out.
together.
I'll bet,
Snakes.
I'll bet, man. But even when you do that, it's still a
You're
lot
still
of
hauling
work.
that shit
It
in and
is.
out, man.
Still gotta
It's
set
a
it
lot
all
of
up,
work.
turn it on, make sure everything works,
Yep.
ring it out.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sucks, man.
It's all that
place is
behind the
different.
scenes
Yeah, well,
stuff.
I
people don't think about.
I do a band called Mommy's Little Monster sometimes with John Vance.
Remember
and-
you guys.
I used to do that with them, haul the PA and set it all up and have to do all that stuff. And we were off, not playing together for about the same amount of time as you guys, almost identical. And we got back and started doing it, but our stipulation was if we're coming back and doing it, we are not fucking hauling the PA
Nope.
system.
Nope.
That's
We're
what we were
not
just talking
fucking
about.
doing it, dude. There's
We kind of
just
got to that
nothing-
point at the end there.
Yep.
We're only playing Rascals, Ribco, whatever places with PA.
Yeah, venue. Get
I
your
had
shit
felt.
together.
I guess
Makes a
I felt
difference.
as though I had paid my dues enough to where I didn't. Because I used to be the guy, and in Drop Hammer, I hauled the gear all the time to and from the gigs. We practiced here, and so I would have to load the truck
stairs,
up, take all the gear up and load it into the truck, drums, everything, and then drive to the venue, and then they'd help unload it and put the stage stuff up. But then at the end of the night, it would get crudely packed back into my truck.
Yep.
And then I'd come home and literally throw them down the steps into the basement.
Yeah.
You know,
You
because
ever seen
I'm
a drum roll?
It's 4 a.m. I'm drunk. You know,
When I came in, that's what we were doing. Is after a gig, pickup trucks. You can't leave that sitting outside.
No, exactly.
So 3 or 4 in the morning, you're hauling it back in the house.
Staircase to hell in Benji's
old house.
Yeah. How we didn't
Wooden
kill
steps
ourselves
like
all those
yours.
nights.
Yeah.
Straight them down.
And
We're
then Mitch
seeing
did it
3 of
once.
everything.
Mitch did it once. He goes, I got a race car trailer. I'm like,
I got a trailer. We're not doing this anymore.
Yep.
Dumb.
he said, this for the birds.
That's
Sure
it.
it is.
yeah. But I guess I had felt like as long as I declared that right off the bat, then it wouldn't be a surprise. You know.
Oh, we were cussing you for it.
I'm
While
sure
we
you were.
hauling
How
it in.
bad? How
He's
bad?
up at the bar drinking and partying, and we're out here rolling up
Yeah.
boards. Fucking singer. Who the hell hired him?
Yeah.
But
Who was the dumbass?
But if you remember right,
Mitch's idea.
but if you remember right, I did offer to give up some of my pay. I said all I want is $100 a night.
I don't remember that.
All I said,
I don't
Dave?
remember that.
See.
Can we
So
go
he
back
owes us
on
money.
this?
Yeah.
You owe us.
So-
I said I want $100 a night. You guys can. That's all I want. But I'm not touching a stick of gear.
Damn, I don't remember
Or
that.
you could pay me, this much, and there was no option for me touching gear.
Right. I don't remember that, though.
Yeah,
I really don't. No.
You don't remember? Maybe I didn't do that.
Because I don't think you did.
Maybe I made that up in my head to make
to
myself feel better.
moralize my own.
Thought about it.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
we still cut it up 4 ways.
That's
So I-
that is
Okay, well,
that's his
I-
gift to you.
I
The
think-
fact that he considered
Yeah.
being moral about the
Right.
situation.
But didn't
tell
say
us.
it. But didn't say it out loud.
No.
Yeah.
That thought,
of it. I thought of
that thought is his
Yeah.
gift.
No, I don't
to
remember
you.
that, but- okay.
We appreciate the thought, Brian.
You're welcome.
Thanks for bringing it up 10 years later.
Oh man, we're getting
Yeah.
down to it. Stabs are being picked.
Man.
Old wounds.
Yeah, Benji's not
We're
the
outta
type.
here.
Yeah, Benji's not the type to put up with some crap, man. He's going to call it like it is, and if I wronged you guys or seemed egotistical or thinking I was special or something, I apologize for that. But I definitely wanted to play in third rail. I just didn't want to do the things that I had been doing up to that
Right.
point again.
Yeah.
And
Nobody does.
I didn't enjoy that about
Nobody
it.
does.
You know, you start to not enjoy that part of it, and
enough to where it outweighs the amount of it that you
Correct.
enjoy. You know,
Yep.
yeah. And that at that point you're just like, why am I bothering with this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It's
I
just
would
too-
drive
it's
through-
too
Gig's
much.
easy.
Yeah, playing the gig, that's
Right.
the easy part.
Hey, this is fun. Then you're
Yeah.
like, oh, shit.
Oh,
we
yeah.
gotta tear
you
this
know,
shit
when you're
down.
20, you'll
Fucking
drive through 18
responsibility.
inches of snow with a U-Haul truck that you rented
Yeah, we
full
did
of
it
your
in
gear,
our 30s.
risking your
30s.
lives. You know, and you wouldn't miss the gig no matter what.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
playing. I don't care if 5 people show up. They didn't cancel it, did they? And nowadays, I'm like, cancel that shit. You know, please cancel that shit. And they're like, I think it's gonna rain, guys. We should cancel. You know,
You're out there doing a rain dance.
Cancel.
All your Indian friends.
one cloud goes across the sky. We're like, oh, dude,
Dude.
we're gonna have to watch
Ain't
this
looking
radar.
good.
I'm thinking cloud
never
burst.
really, man, I never really thought of like, oh God, I don't want to play this show. You know, just can't. But there was one stretch that we did. I think almost every weekend. This is before you joined us, Brian. Remember that one summer we did almost
played
every
too much.
weekend was booked.
It was
from
06 or 07. Summer of 06
from
or 07.
like May all the way up until the end of August. It was, and by the time we got there, it was like, oh God, I don't even want to play this winter.
Yeah.
You know, because we were just spent.
Winter and third rail don't mix. I'm telling you, man.
Spring and fall are touchy. In summer, we can't do that because we got to be on the
We
river,
made it
you know?
snow at the Kelly's gig, man.
kidding. I didn't know
We
this was
made it
happening.
snow, guys.
Yeah.
It's always snowed.
Yeah.
When we
It seemed
played.
like anytime the third rail booked a gig that was between like
ice and snow.
April
Right, yeah.
and like October and April, we were bringing 12 inches of snow with
Correct.
us, and,
Yeah.
and a
Something-
nice storm.
Yeah.
It's,
know?
it's the third rail
We've
black
done the ice
cloud.
storms. Me and Mitch.
We recognize we have a black cloud
Yeah,
over us. We do.
But correct me if
it's
I'm
weird.
wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ed is the sort of mutant that seems to not notice any of that kind of stuff.
No,
he
he's
just
like-
is like, all right, let's
He's
do
like,
it.
I never had any problems
This
playing
looks
them
great.
shows.
This looks great. It's like,
We're
dude.
driving 3 mile an hour in an ice storm. We're like, we're going to play New Year's Eve. What the hell are we doing out here?
And Ed's like,
trailer
hell,
sliding
hell
all
yeah.
over.
No
Hell
kidding.
yeah.
And but what was it? We'd go back the day after, and there's like, you know, at least an equivalent of 60 busted beer bottles all over that floor that we had to wade through to get our stuff.
Oh yeah.
Those are the nice places we'd be like, hey, can we leave our shit here tonight and get it in the morning,
Oh, God,
afternoon or something?
Yeah, that's right. We did.
Cross
that a
your
couple
fingers.
times.
Nothing ever got stolen.
No.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about anything. I had my microphone with
You
me.
didn't. That was my microphone.
I brought my own microphone.
you bring it to the
You did, yeah. Because I used to
And he
put
carried
my
it in.
microphone. Yeah.
And he carried it in.
all by himself.
Yes.
All by himself.
That's what I did. I'd walked in. I
got this.
I'd be like, "Where's the cord for the front mic?" And you're like, "I haven't even got the freaking speakers in here yet. Like, I need a cord."
Let me know when it's ready.
Well, when you find one, plug it into here
Let me
and
know when
put
it's
some
ready.
tape
Right
around
on
it.
You set the microphone down.
Exactly.
Plug this shit in when you're done.
Oh yeah.
I'm over there sweating, trying to
Cussing.
look like a phone operator
Yeah,
with all the
plugging the-
plugs.
Here comes Brian, and I'm like, duct taping the mic to the cable, right? Because I'm gonna twirl.
I get to tear all that shit off at the end of the
Yeah,
night.
Right, exactly.
While I'm tearing down.
Right.
He
Like,
picks
what
up
the-
my. And finally, I learned how to leave you a tab, so that at least
A
you
little
can
pull tab.
I don't
Get it,
remember
I
the
go.
tab either. That
Yeah.
must be something
Yeah,
along
again.
the lines of the $100.
Right.
Or something.
Yeah,
You got lost in translation.
But yeah, I'd go out there and twirl all your cables and stuff, and then
Oh man, if Rob would see you doing that,
Rod
he would
Semiresti?
come- yeah,
Yeah.
he would come unglued on.
Oh,
that.
he hated it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
he
got
gets
to roll him
super
up
mad.
right. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
Remember
Good days.
Rob with the we were out in Orion playing on that flatbed. And he was doing our sound. And remember I used to take my guitar and swing it around me like I was in Cinderella or something. Well, it swung around. My strap lock broke and it went straight into the ground and busted half the headstock off
Your
of my
Charvel,
Charvel.
yeah.
I'm like, and I'm sitting there like crying. Brian's like, get another one, man. We're doing another song. Grab your other guitar. I'm like, my
Tears
guitar.
out of his eyes.
So I'm like, I go put it in the case. I'm like, crying.
yeah,
I
yeah.
put on my Ibanez.
You got string locks. You're
Finish the
good.
gig, and Rob comes up. He's like, I can fix that. Do not touch that.
Spicoli, I
Yeah.
can fix it.
I went home that night,
Yeah.
half lit.
Yep.
Put Elmer's wood glue on it with a clamp.
Yep.
2 in the morning or something.
Yep.
I'm gluing it, clamping. I'm like, damn straight.
There
Looks
it is.
good.
I got it.
Next morning, I come downstairs. That thing's sitting on the kitchen
Really?
table. I'm like,
Oh man.
crooked. It's like off. It's not set straight.
Oh.
I take it up to Rob and, up at his old studio. I'm like, hey, I got the Charvel. And I open it up. I tried to wood glue it. He goes,
Yeah.
God damn it, Benji.
Jeez, don't. Why would you?
So
do
he
that?
takes it and he goes,
Oh really?
snaps
And it
right
just
off.
came right
I'm like,
off.
Yeah.
never mind.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And he's sanding it down.
Yep.
He's
it out.
fixed a couple guitars
Yeah.
for me. Necks
Yeah.
cracked or something.
Yep. Yeah.
He always did a really good job. Smoothed it out.
Yeah, he's an
You
extremely-
can see it.
Yep.
Yeah, extremely
made it.
Feel
conscientious
it.
dude. Yeah, well, that's cool.
Because Rob Semiresti did our sound for a while.
Yeah, Rob
and he
did
was
that.
the most unimpressible guy ever.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
that
could go out
didn't
there and sing Steelheart like nobody's business.
Right.
And he'd be like, yeah, it was all right.
And you just want to strangle him.
Yeah. He's like, next time don't cup the mic, though, like that.
Now, is that how you really got to know Rob? Did you know him at all before you started?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
you did.
Oh,
You've known
yeah.
him for a
Okay.
long time.
Yeah, I've known him for a long time.
I just didn't know if you. I didn't. I know this is kind of a diversion, but I mean, how did you meet him then?
How did I meet Rob
Because I
Semiresti?
don't think you recorded with him, did you?
No, God, that is a good question.
Okay, well, think about it. You don't
We-
necessarily have to jog. Like,
We
how
met
do you
him through-
guys know Rob?
We met him through Tony
Just-
in 3 Years Hollow.
Okay, that
He was
makes
doing the
sense.
hollow
They
stuff
were
at that
using
time.
him for
Yeah.
recording.
That's right.
And we got to know him.
Yep.
Up at the
Yep.
I always thought he looked like
Davenport.
Richard Gere.
Yeah. I could see that.
And me and Tony were at something. It was like before he knew him, and he came walking through. He was doing the sound for something, and I was joking around. I go, "Wow, who the fuck invited Richard Gere?" And me and Tony are cracking up. Then we end up getting to know him. I'm
Right,
like,
right.
He goes, "You know the Richard Gere guy? He's recording us in this.
Yeah,
he's a
right,
really
exactly.
cool dude." And
Rich-
One
Cool
time,
guy.
one time I walked
GAR.
into the studio there at Rob's studio, the house that he has, and when he was running our sound, and I didn't know this, but his board was capable of multi-track recording. And I came in, and he had a little system, in his studio. He was playing us through the big speakers, and it sounded like a live 2. You know what I mean? It sounded awesome. He had it EQ'd and everything. He had it mixed, and he was just listening to it. And I was like, "Who is this?" And he goes, "That's you guys." That was the gig last night. And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
That's cool.
He knew what he was doing.
Sure.
Man. He made us sound like better than we were. I think sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's the idea. I think that's the idea.
right,
Sound
guys-
reinforcement.
all
Right.
part of the illusion.
There's
right.
a few occasions where he would put on his zebra striped spandex, the wig, bandana, and he'd come
I
out
loved it.
Yeah.
and you pass the guitar off to him for whatever
Yep.
Poison song that was or something like
Sweet.
that.
Yep. He did play a time or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he sing harmonies into the
from the board?
back?
He wanted to. He always tried to find a reason to be a part of it.
Yeah.
He wanted to make music.
That's the way Rob always worked. Man. He was.
But one of the things that, because I came over to your house, Benji, to get the little the CD of all the songs you were doing.
Yeah.
And I was going on a vacation with my wife, so I was listening to this thing on the way, and I was going, gonna get rid of that song. I'm gonna get rid of that song.
Brian's thing, he goes, that's B-side.
That's B-side.
All of our LA guns that we love, he's like, B-side.
No B-sides, no deep cuts.
He's like, yeah, by the way, I'm Benji Blades. I named myself after a member of LA Guns. And you're cutting all the LA Guns.
And the Faster Pussycat, all that.
Right. He was gone.
Yeah.
Well, I saw potential in a band that could really be a money-making band. When I met you guys know this to be true. You guys weren't charging very much. You were charging like
$600.
Was it?
Yeah.
From what I remember, I asked you guys. You said it was like $3.
Oh no,
that was probably where we started.
Way back, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
when I came in,
I think we were up to 5 or 6.
About 600. Yeah.
And you bring your own PA, so that's all. Whatever.
It's funny how so far all these recollections Brian has really make him out to be a big fucking hero to you guys.
I don't know what we'd do without him.
I totally saw this going a different way in my head. Now I'm kind of wondering why
Scrap this show.
Let's bring on a band that I was a complete dick to.
You better hit the delete button and start over. Get Drop Hammer in here.
Let's get their angle on the whole thing. It really was that.
We're like, yeah, Brian's a real prick. He didn't. He took a full cut and didn't help do this, didn't help do that.
That's the way it's
scrapped
coming
half
off.
our set list.
Yep.
Worked out good. Yeah.
I got his dog at him though. I came over, I met him, and
I got you guys
I was like, hey, what are you gonna do with that dog?
Yeah.
It was $600.
Took his dog.
Hold on.
Really?
I took over the booking, and taking care of how much we charge. And I think we pissed off a few bar owners because I came in and I was like, look, man, you guys are packing places. I've been in a lot of bands around here in the scene, in this Quad City scene, and I know like the biggest drawing bands, what they draw. And Third Rail was hanging with most of the top draw bands. My point is I was seeing money.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way that this band should leave the house for less than $800 to $1,000.
Yep.
You know, because you're putting butts in the seats and selling beer. I remember specifically one time that bar in Orion hired Cheese Pizza to be the headliner on the Friday night of their big outside thing.
Yep. Labor Day weekend or something.
Yeah, Labor Day weekend, and they got $2,400 to play. Okay. I didn't know this until the next night when we played, and the bartenders and the people that were running the registers were thanking us for covering their ass because of losing their ass the night before with Cheese Pizza. So we made enough money back at the bar that they could cover what they paid Cheese and pay us.
Right.
Excellent.
And they were like, so we kind of saved the day. And I was like, we drew more than Cheese out there. So I was like, that says something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And to me, I'm like, I'm not playing for no 600 no more. This is not happening.
Right.
And not because I want to be greedy and overdo it, but I remember they asked us about a New Year's, and I was like, $1,800, and they're like, done. Right. And I knew right then that they're not losing. They're still going to make money hand over fist.
Oh,
yeah.
Where did we do that? I don't remember that money.
Yeah, we all.
It's the lamp, dude.
I got to go wink it off again.
What's up with this guy?
Another gallon coming out, man.
Hit the edit button.
You got a bladder the size of a thimble.
Let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling.
Let's keep rolling. Keep on rolling.
Let's talk about Ed.
Exactly.
What are we going to do with that guy?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I basically came in and changed all the songs, but I brought a couple cool ones like "Never Let You Go."
You brought in the stuff that we never could touch with that high,
right? Steel Heart and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
you got to the point you didn't want to do it anymore either.
Well, I got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Your voice changes.
That's tough, man.
Well, here's the thing. When I joined Third Rail, I was in the best shape of my life. I was 185 pounds. I worked out every day, sometimes twice a day. My diet was clean. I didn't smoke. I was on my game, man. Hitting high notes was easy.
Sure.
My cardio was fantastic. So I was really in good shape, and I could sing well.
I got pictures of us. We had Dago tees on, and we're flat stomach.
Right. I know. I'd have a tank top on and a belt, and I looked good, and I was... hair was growing back out, so I had it styled and cut and whatever. And I'm up there singing. And I'm like, dang.
He went through the phase,
Yeah, and so and which of course my girlfriends love it when you're in a band that's playing them type of songs.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Later down the road, I started smoking again.
Yeah.
You know, you get into the party mode of it, and I'm drinking a lot, and I'm eating a lot of pizza, and just I kind of let myself go, and your voice will change. You know, you can't hit them notes, and your cardio changes.
Right.
So that's what happened. And then it started to be a real stretch to hit the note in Steelheart. Yeah. There's no way I could do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
That's tough.
That's pretty ambitious.
Well,
it is.
You know, it's easy to play, but not easy to sing, no doubt.
Yeah, and usually when we started it, I was like, oh, here we go. We're going to find out, because there's 2 or 3 sections in there where if you can't do it, everybody's going to know.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to sound weird, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to be embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, you tend to not want to pick songs that you have the opportunity to embarrass yourself in front of a large crowd.
Yep.
Yeah.
But back then I was chomping at the bit. I couldn't wait to get to that song.
Yeah.
So that I could just smoke it. You know what I mean?
Is that why we played it 5 times in a row that one night?
Exactly. It's B-side.
B-side. Hey, we don't need this song
You
anymore.
guys used to be like, what order do you want to do these in? You sure you want to do like Youth Gone Wild, and then right into that I was like, bring on anything you got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I
Yeah.
felt. I was like, if I'm a professional, I'm gonna be able to do any of these in any order. Don't worry about it. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
And then as time goes on, I'm like, skip that one. I'm over there at Ben's here, like, we're skipping that next one.
A-side, B-side.
Go to Jesse's Girl.
Now, I got a question. Were there any other major life events that coincided with you letting yourself go?
Yeah, finding a wife, you know what I mean? Getting a girlfriend.
Yes.
Yep. You
Yes.
start bonding over meals.
Yes.
Yep. Where did the kids come in? Is that later?
Oh,
in the
that was
game?
way later. See, that's the
Okay,
thing is
okay.
I went through most of the third rail career without any kids.
Right.
And we had the young
And you
ones.
guys had kids.
Yeah.
Little ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I would be partying at Benji's house like crazy. And because your
I know.
kids be there and they're cool.
Oh, I
and
know. They'd get up in the morning and wake me up too.
Yeah, I'd been
I'm like,
leaving-
Brian Donnell just left like 2 hours ago.
They're like, "Daddy!"
They're like, peace out. We're going to go sleep all day.
Yeah.
I'm like, the kids are up.
Yeah.
I'm like, Brian Donnell suck.
Yeah, but I remember when I joined Third Rail, I put up a post on MySpace at the time. It was MySpace.
Yes. Yep.
And I was like, I think it was like happy to be home or
Yeah, I
home
remember you.
at home with Third Rail. And because whatever it was that I brought to the table, I was utilizing that thing.
Yeah.
And it felt good, you know, to do that, because other bands, they want to play more contemporary modern stuff that I can't sing, you know, that heavier Godsmack type of stuff. So when a band like Third Rail exists, that it's an 80s hair metal tribute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, why shouldn't I mean, why would I not do this?
It's the whole a weapon unused is a useless weapon. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if you got this thing and there's nothing that you can do with it that's of value, it's sort of.
So I appreciate you guys having me
Sucks.
in Third Rail, because I really got to. I had a great time in that
It
band.
was iffy bringing you in. We weren't sure, man.
But-
it worked. No,
We're still not sure.
we're still waiting for our refund.
No, the practices
Yeah.
could suck my. I hated practicing. You know that. I know. We
They
really.
can
we all
suck
did.
my disconnected balls.
and we quit practicing after we got
Yeah.
past that point, because we just wanted to work this, you know. And then we were like, hey, let's try a couple new songs, and that's the only time we'd ever get together over Mitch's.
We were doing like 17 at one point. You know.
Yankee Rose.
Yankee Rose.
Oh, yeah.
That Winger tune though.
That was so
man.
fun to play on guitar, but
Yeah.
you know what? I don't think I could even remember a lick of it right now. I'd be like,
17?
dude, no, both of them. The
Yeah,
Yankee
okay.
Rose one.
Oh, Yankee
'Cause I had
Rose,
to borrow
yeah,
your wah
yeah,
pedal.
that's
I'm like,
right.
I need a wah
We did
pedal.
that Whitesnake tune.
Right, because you'd have to do the talking guitar at the beginning of it. Right?
Well, see that when I joined the band though, I was kind of more known for being a guitar player. I thought like people didn't really trust that I was a singer yet. You know.
And that's, I'll be honest with you, not to stop you, but that's kind of where, not my disappointment came in, but early back in the days, I was like trying to ride you a little bit about, dude, play your guitar.
Yeah.
He didn't
Play
want
your
to
guitar.
bring rig.
And you didn't want to do it.
That's what it is.
Didn't
That's
want to
exactly
do it.
what it is, man.
And that's
'Cause
fine.
Now he's back
That's
to
fine. I thought,
hauling
man,
gear.
that'd have been pretty cool to
Yeah.
put some layers on.
I
or
didn't
whatever.
even bring the acoustic. You did. You brought.
Yeah, you played his guitar. You
for
played
me.
Benji's.
I'd have to
Yeah.
sound check it for him.
Yeah.
Got a cable for this one?
Oh my god.
He'd set his microphone on top of the acoustic,
Right.
plug this shit in.
You did hold true to that one though. You did.
Yeah.
You said no. I'm just going to sing
Yep.
because you
Yeah.
didn't want. I think you told me that you didn't want to be strapped down,
It's
playing
a
leads
whole-
and singing at the same time. Whatever.
And to
It's
me,
a
I was
whole
like, he's
different-
the guitar
I'm sure it
player.
is.
Let him
Yeah.
play the guitar.
Yeah.
He's way cooler looking doing it than I would be stuck at the mic, you know, making. And plus, it's so hard to blend two guitar players in a club that are playing basically. It just starts to get mushy and it was easier. It just seemed easier.
Yeah.
Like, let me sing in front of the band and get in people's face and not have to worry about bringing my guitar into the picture.
It's cleaner. And I generally think that aside from the people who have that unbelievable ability to play and sing and do both with the utmost level of quality, just about everybody I know, I see a drop in the quality of both things that they're doing when they're trying to do both. Yeah. I don't know anybody who is just purely effortless at doing both of them and doing both of them at a truly professional, incredible level. You know?
And that was my first experience with Ed too. Is when I came into third rail, did you have like a bald head when
you did?
You were bald when I joined the band
once upon a time, but.
Didn't he catch you after a show or something? That's our first show together.
All right, here I've told this story before, but this I think after I joined the band, I in the band. I got the gig in the band, whatever, and we came upstairs in Mitch's place, and we're all standing there in the kitchen, and it's like, so I guess am I in the band? And you're like, if you want to be, you went in the other room or something, came back out, and then Ed like. The first time, I don't know when this happened, but it was close. It was close to after. Okay, it's official. He's in the band. I was coming back in your house or something, and Ed stopped in front of me, and he bent over and put his fist to the ground like this, and like looked up at me and said,
like a Viking warrior saluting his chieftain or something. The man.
Yeah. We bestow the whatever. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, get up, Ed.
Camelot.
Get up, Ed.
I thought he did that after a gig or like on a break or something.
Stand
please.
up.
Yeah, please.
Get up, Ed.
I tell you though, but I tell you what, even though you 86'd a lot of our old songs and stuff, but you open up an avenue for some other stuff that we never really tried before.
Yeah,
like asking for more money.
Yeah, that was one.
Besides asking for more, I mean, music wise and stuff like that, and the energy just like triplified. Once. We all got in the pocket and, we were just out there whooping ass every weekend.
Nothing against any singers that you've had previous to me because Bobby's an excellent singer. Oh, that guy is a great rock
Motley
singer.
Crue voice.
Yeah, and then you had a female vocalist for a bit too.
Yeah.
And for me, she might have been a great vocalist. I don't care who you are, except for maybe Mandy. Mandy could probably do a good rock vocal, like 80s man vocal justice. But some people just sound like a girl singing...
Yeah,
and to sing a man's the 80s song that's about chicks and partying, right? And a chick singing it like takes all the fun out of it, kind of. It
does.
So, and I was like, man, I think that if I got in this band, I think that it would open a lot of what this band's potential is up, because it'll be like that. And I don't know what you guys thought of how I fronted the band, but I think at first I was real professional about it. I was like, all right, we're third rail and blah blah. And I don't know how it turned into who's getting fucking horny.
But and that's where it went. When I first came in, it was real serious.
Yeah.
These two were pretty serious.
Okay.
We'd be practicing. So I'm kind of parlaying this into your question.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, it was more serious when you came in. When I started, there's not a snare hit there. There's not a cymbal hit there.
Oh, from him?
From Benji. This is back in your basement. At the old house, but then it kind of drifted.
Back when we gave a shit.
It drifted away to let's loosen up.
It turned into more of a party.
Yeah, let's loosen up a little bit, and it just more of a party band feel than we're not out to set the world on fire and be heroes and the great musicians.
Yeah,
we just want to have fun.
I learned that when we played Talk Dirty to Me, the worst that any band has ever played it because we were all drunk. And I realized that we've never had a more packed dance floor, and they didn't give a shit.
They don't.
And I was like, they don't care if we play this right. All they really care about is that we say that we're about to play Poison, and we play something that has a beat afterwards. It's like all of a sudden you realize that all you got to do is like, you guys want to hear some Poison? And they're like, wow! All right. And we could have played like anything at that point,
Exactly.
All you got to do is say, you want to hear some Motley Crue? People lose their minds. And once I harnessed the power of that, I was like, nobody wants to follow us. I'm like, there's no way that I would want to follow Third Rail, even if I was in a band that was like technically better. I know that there's no way you're going to compete with that.
Yeah.
But see, you bring the party though, Brian. You do. Like, we could play whatever, but you're working the crowd,
right?
And
that's what I mean.
You have a talent for that.
I wouldn't have wanted to be the band after us.
Yeah.
And not to say that because we're great musicians, and
No.
I'm sure anybody watching this understands what I'm saying. I'm being honest. It's not us. It's the way that we present that music.
Right.
That music is
package.
what wins all the time.
Correct.
Especially to women that are out drinking that are over the age of 30, and you start playing Bon Jovi, they're going to lose their shit.
Right.
Especially
Yeah.
if decent-looking guys are doing it.
No.
Yeah.
Right?
You're talking
And-
about Ed?
Yeah. Ed was, I love talking about this band because
decent looking guys.
I
Stand
have
up, Ed.
never
He's a
seen a
stripper.
man.
Middling talent.
When I've joined Third Rail, I was like, oh, Ed, man. There's just something about Ed that I just couldn't quite get behind because it was so 8-track Ed, because we named him 8-track.
8-track
God,
Rumble.
really?
Spray.
Evil Ed.
He come in with spray painted pants and stuff. Like, hey, boss, I'm ready to rock and roll. He's got, I'm like, okay, he got scars tied on
chain
everything.
shirt on.
Chainmail.
Half Gene Simmons, half Ultimate Warrior, whatever it was. And then I'm like, oh, goddamn, here we go. And I remember you used to call me. He's like, can I wear Gene makeup this time? I'm like, no.
I did one time for when Kiss happened to be in town. I think that's when I
You were
did.
getting permission from him on your look?
He used to ask me.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, so then, I
Whatever.
but as soon as I got on stage with this guy and the crowd saw Ed and reacted to what he was doing,
Yeah.
whatever energy he was getting,
Yeah.
I was fully subscribed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I was like, yes, bring that shit, Ed, because people
Yeah,
love it.
they love it. They eat it up.
And, yeah, and it's because I want to be professional, like leather pants, like
Right.
looking super cool, right?
Right.
And then Ed looks like a professional wrestler,
Still a professional.
like the bastard child
Right,
of some of the names
right.
that belted out.
But people loved it so much, so I was like, "Yeah, let Ed be Ed, Brian. Shut your mouth,
Yeah.
and let Ed be Ed. You
Let
be
Ed be
Brian.
evil.
Maybe
Yep.
you need to step up your game a little bit,
Exactly.
Brian."
Maybe you should put some paint on
Yeah.
your face.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah,
Works.
Yeah,
So I
it-
came
it
as
takes-
so I dressed up as Vinnie Vincent.
Wow. Wow.
Oh.
Polyester jumpsuit.
But
Polyester jumpsuit,
Right.
platform heels.
They still wouldn't look at you though. They'd be looking at Ed.
Yeah.
He takes all the.
Ed was
Ed
the
gets
show.
all the attention. That's
Oh,
the
he
thing
does.
is, I
Ed
could
was
always
the show.
push all of the like drunk horny girls off to
Yeah.
Ed.
He's a
'cause-
show unto himself.
That's right.
Well,
You know
I always I was happy with my girlfriend, and when I joined this band, I have never been in a situation where the club has been so packed and the girls are trying to grab my junk and they're trying to they're like going wild, you know what I mean? And people might not believe it, but I just watched The Dirt and I could see, how that stuff. A single man could get in a lot of trouble,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
because I literally had a girl grab my shit like right there on the stage, and I had to stop. I had to push her hand away and go, "You cannot do that. You can't just grab my thing."
My girlfriend's here.
Right? My ride home is gonna suck now.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
trying. At the same time, I'm like, well, then you got to learn to stay back away from the front of the stage, then, because they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And Ed, now look, he's all shaking. Yeah, oh yeah. And I'm like, cool. But you know what I mean?
Over here.
Yeah.
Soak it up, Ed.
Then all the piranhas went over to that wounded minnow.
it
You know
up.
what I mean? It's like,
You know what? The worst of that would be at Sturgis on the River or Raleigh on the River.
Yeah.
Because they go overboard with grabbing and stuff like that. And their husband or boyfriend, bigger than me, wearing colors and a patch. I'm like, God, I'm gonna die tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be good.
And it's like,
Hey.
knock it off. We're here for a picture. I said, I told him several times, don't do
yeah.
do that.
Hey,
especially when he's watching. Like,
I seen my girlfriend come up there and touch you in an inappropriate place.
that's the last thing I need, right?
Well, I don't blame her.
yeah.
You know what? If you go back, guys, before we started dressing up, we were at one of the Sturges watching King's Kiss walk around, and everybody was wanting pictures with him, and they were just like gravitating. I was told Mitch, we should dress up. Get some hair
was that
and
how it
stuff.
started?
Mitch goes, I got a pair of leather pants. I'm like, I'm ordering a
I'm
pair
getting a
tomorrow.
wig. Yeah.
We went to a wig shop. What the hell was that? Off of,
Betty's
Betty-
Betty's
Buffalo
Betty
Locust.
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 Yeah.
Betty's
Yeah.
Locust there.
Yeah,
That's right,
me and
yeah.
him going there. We're looking for some rock and roll, and they're like, and there's these 80-year-old ladies.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
like, they're like, try that. And
that's
we're
perfect.
putting them on.
Uh-huh.
I had one named Jody. You had one named. They actually had names.
Oh,
Jordan.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Jordan,
Yeah.
and I had
Yeah.
Jody.
Jordan too.
Jordan. You were a Jordan.
We
I was
got
a
them on.
Jordan.
We're putting them on. We got
Jordans.
bandanas tied around,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Yeah. Freak show just started.
Okay.
Didn't you, okay, but hold on, Benji. If I remember right, you got you told me you got your wig, but then you started cutting it. Like you styled it yourself. Because they were longer wigs, right? And then you made them shorter.
he had the longer one. I bought one that was like short.
Oh, okay.
Shorter hair. Then we hacked it up.
Oh, because that looks so cool, man. The way that you wore your wig.
That one I actually lost. We were downtown Davenport playing a gig, outside or something. I don't know where the hell it was.
Carriage house, probably.
It was, but
Kilkenny's or something.
I dropped it. So some bum like downtown Davenport, I'll bet you Blades, man, get his wig. But that was years ago. Then I had to order one because I was
I'm like, who's pushing that shopping cart? Benji Blades.
I couldn't find my hair. It was
bandana still on it.
Yep. We were going out to play in Sherrard, and my oldest daughter was younger at the time. She was like, I'm like, where's my wig? Where's my hair? I'm tearing apart the house. She goes, Dad, you can't play without your hair. I'm like, I know. So I show up the gear. I'm like, Mitch, bring your.
I brought mine.
He had two of them at the time.
He put it up.
That's.
And we had Colin, who was a hairstylist.
Yeah.
I said, hey, take this wig and hack it up like mine, and she hacked it up pretty decent.
Pretty good.
I used it for a while. She was over the garbage can.
Give you that teased.
Right. Out in Sherrard at the office.
Crazy,
so it was so cool though, because when you got dressed to do Third Rail, I was really thankful that you didn't do like the long, stupid Halloween wig looking stupid wigs.
Oh yeah.
That just look ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, they look like a Halloween wig.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're the same wig that people that dress up as Paul Stanley
David
or
Lee
Bret
Roth
Michaels
hair.
wear. You know, it's
Yeah.
like. They don't, it's just rock wig. You know, that's what it's called. You know, it's horrible.
$5.
Yeah.
You know,
Ours was actually like
how much? Like
how real hair.
We spent like I don't know what, about $30 on them or something.
they're expensive.
They weren't like cheap.
65, I think, is what I paid for.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we did pay more. Yeah. It was like 50.
But no,
$60.
when you got your stuff on, Benji, it was like, because people can't tell unless you stood next to Benji. He's a smaller dude, and he's got that like almost. You know how Prince just looks cool and everything, or people that are just skinny. He just got that skinny look, that rock and roll look. And when he wears certain things, like, dang man, I wish I could look cool like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I could never
Like
look
Prince.
as cool as Benji.
Did you say I look like Prince?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you had that kind
Identical.
of.
It's the sweet one.
I know.
Yeah, when I see that, I think of like that's like a Benji Prince right there. That's like we've gotten drunk and dressed just like that in your basement before.
Playing house.
Yeah, you know. What are you gonna do?
Benji does the best Prince though. I think that's why, because he'd do that whole thing.
Yes,
right.
yes, yes. Yes.
I don't think I have it anymore.
You never lose it.
I had some of the best times of my
I
life
set it loose.
in Benji's basement or in our dressing rooms or
fun.
I
whatever.
was just gonna say, of all the years I've known Benji, he's like the ultimate party host.
He's so much fun. Until he passes out.
falls asleep on the couch before everyone else.
No, I've been over there and he's been like, here's Benji. He'd be like, yeah, man, I'm about to get another beer. We're gonna come back, and they're like, okay, we're talking, and then we come, and then we go in the other room, and here's Benji like,
You got to remember though, I'm a Pepsi driver. I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know,
Yeah.
right, and here's
that stuff catches up with you.
It was
You know?
great.
You can't just.
We'd wake him up and he'd just go right back to partying. He'd be like, hey, yeah, all right.
I'm back.
Here we go. I'm back. Let's do it.
Right on cue.
Now I just go to bed.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Lock the door when you leave. Would you?
Lock the door on your way out.
But I had some of the best times of my life in that basement
It's good times.
and you know, dressing rooms.
For
you
sure.
know, and
Enjoy yourself.
I was. First of all, Mitch, this is something that I didn't know if you wanted to talk about or bring up, but the fact that you lost an arm when you were a kid.
Yes.
It's
true.
Did you decide to drum after that?
Yeah. I didn't buy a drum kit until I was in college. My mom and dad, years ago, like when I was like 6, 7, showed up one day and had a little drum kit at the house. Didn't know what to do with it. I don't even know if I ever played it. Mom painted it up, you know, the front head and everything.
Was it like a
Put my
Muppets
name
one?
on it. No, it was a real drum kit from the 70s, probably from the 60s at that point.
Your
it was
parents
old.
were musicians.
Yeah, my mom and dad and my dad's brother played in a band.
Cool.
So I was around it all my life, going to weddings and all that stuff. But no, my dad's brother, my uncle, was the drummer of their band forever. And no, I always wanted to play. I could connect with the drummer, I guess, for some reason. Even when I had 2 arms, guitar never even crossed my path.
But did you drum at all when you had both your arms?
No.
See, because this is okay. I was in a band with you for years and years, and we played together all the time. And I was always in the dressing room with you when we were getting dressed and all that stuff. And I guess I never felt like it was something comfortable enough for me to even like ask you about.
Yeah, like how do you broach the subject?
But I never really took you as the kind of guy that would get all offended or anything. It's like,
No, absolutely not.
it's just but this is a perfect forum because I'm sure that a lot of people,
Yeah.
and it is not to exploit the situation, but it's interesting to people that somebody like you would have something like that happen and then decide to be a drummer or decide to go skeet shoot or decide to go skiing and all the things that you do. Because I've seen all of the stuff that you do, and I'm I admire it, and I'm inspired by it in a lot of ways, because I'm like, dude, if that happened to me, I'd sit and cry on the couch and be like, can't do nothing no more,
The
man.
difference is, though, I was 9.
Okay.
If it happened now to any of us, it'd be a game changer, I'm sure.
For sure.
Way different. So I don't remember having 2 arms.
Oh, you don't
So
remember at
no,
all.
I was 9 years old, and I don't remember having 2 arms. So
How did you lose it?
long story short, I guess I was out at a buddy's farm, south of Iola, where we grew up, and August 11th, nice hot summer day. Me and my buddy were out running around on the farm. Boys do, getting into trouble, and ended up climbing a tree and got into a power line. So electricity is what it was.
Do you remember it?
Like it was yesterday.
Okay, so
my recollection, whether it was complete reality, I don't know. But the way I remember it in my mind, I can recall it pretty clearly.
you get knocked out of the tree, or
No, it was in an evergreen tree, so I didn't fall. They're thick branches and all that.
yeah.
They're real full. And so when I came to, I was sprawled out on some branches.
Okay.
And my buddy had left. I think he had went in to get help or whatever. And I ended up coming to and was dazed and confused and spinning. Just got finally climbed down, stumbled down, halfway fell down, trying to get down, if you will. No strength, but anyway, so
And what shape was your arm in at that point?
If you ever burn a piece of chicken or something on the grill, it was all black.
Yeah.
As I recall, it was still in the form of like grabbing something. It was up here and my fist was clenched. And I remember seeing the bones in the top of my hand.
Oh my.
Because it was just really burnt, just scored.
Yeah.
So just black
So-
and all that.
So how that works is it probably came in and then shot out, because that's from what I understand.
Yeah, I don't know as far as
But you
exactly
didn't
what
get it
happened.
anywhere else in the body though.
They
Just the arm.
they think it crossed. I mean, this you've seen. This is all burnt,
I have.
real bad. But they think what happened was, and again, this is 37 years ago. They think that when the electricity came in, I think it got resistance at the elbow joint.
Okay.
Kind of, and then most of it went back out, which is why my forearm was probably the worst.
Okay.
But then up the bicep, it was still black and shredded. But they think it may have crossed over and exited out possibly my shin on my right side.
Okay.
I get little burns. I get little things here and there. But
Wow. So that's the top power line, full power.
It was 7,200.
Did you? I mean, if I go too far, just tell me. But I'm just wondering if you remember feeling it.
I feel like I do.
Yeah, because it'd knock you unconscious, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I remember a bright flash of light.
Okay.
And then coming to. I guess didn't hear anything that I recall.
You're really
I remember that.
You're
It
really
should have
lucky,
killed me.
man.
Yeah, it should have killed me easily. I was 60 pounds.
Yeah.
I was 9 years old. Just a little beanpole kid out there on the farm and got dinged. So
Damn.
yeah.
Electricity's wild, man. I mean, the ways that it travels through, we always think of the path of least resistance, but there might be multiple paths of least resistance, and which way the arc actually moves can be very, very different on each.
It's very unpredictable. I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah, it's
I
really
think.
super unpredictable. So
It's looking for the shortest path
Yeah.
to
To
get
ground.
to the
right,
ground.
but there might be multiple paths.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the one that it chooses
So
can be a little bit up for grabs. Yeah.
Right.
Did the doctors immediately say, "Okay, we're gonna have to take the arm that day," or did
No,
they try to bring it back? Or
Yeah, I had several surgeries and operations. They tried to save it at the
elbow?
I don't think it was at the wrist. I think it was at the elbow first, and then they realized it was just too far gone, and they kept hacking it. All
and
the
that's
way
just
up.
in the hospital all the time, isn't it?
I was only in the hospital for a little over 30 days.
Okay.
I mean, it's a month, a little over whatever
Yeah.
it was, but yeah.
Although when you're a kid, a month is like a year.
Yeah, and it was. I was in Rock Island at Franciscan at the time, but it's what is it, Uni Point,
Right.
whatever it is.
And then so that after this happens, you start. I mean, you just go about your life and you start to relearn everything, right? when we were playing, I would watch you, and I would never really want to ask you if you need help, but I wanted you to know that, hey, if you need a help, I would fucking gladly do it. But I always thought that you were the type of dude that's just going to take care of it and not ask, because I'd watch you do the things that you do, like put on shoes, and I'm fascinated with this. I don't want to say anything to you, like, how did you learn to do that? It's amazing to me. I would watch you get ready and do the whole thing, and the only thing that you needed help with was to tie the back of the bandana. You'd put your head against the wall.
That's my job.
You'd put your head against the wall with your bandana on, and he would.
Let's do it.
And it's very true, because that was Benji's deal. Hey man, do this for me if you would, please. But growing up, I played basketball. Starting played football, all that for school. Baseball.
We used to play him when I was a kid.
Wow.
I'm like, who's this guy?
So there was
first baseman.
There was other Benjis before him.
Okay.
Buddy of mine, Mark, playing basketball in junior high. He'd be the one to tie my shoe on the basketball court if my shoe came undone.
Right.
So there's been a lot of Benjis, that had to fill in for those certain things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's really fascinating to me, because it's just the whole learning how to do everything that way, because I know that you have a 67 Chevy that's just beautiful, a yellow one.
69.
Dude.
Camaro,
and I remember I came over one day, and you weren't exactly, you were under the car, and you said you were working on the pumpkin or something, or the transmission or something.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm thinking, okay, cool. And I totally forget in my head. And then you were working on that. And then a couple days later, I was working on something, trying to get a couple bolts together on something. And I'm like, I'm fighting it and cussing it, and like, son of a god, can't even do this.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
called me.
I was like, hey,
Put this transmission in.
how in the hell would Mitch do this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, do you get your feet involved?
A lot of times.
Yeah?
Use my knee or whatever.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Use my stump to hold. I mean, you never.
Really?
Yeah.
You just get up there and
you just got to do it.
Yeah.
It's no different than anybody, I guess you just adapt and do what you got to do.
Well, that's a ticket. I mean, if you're not subjected to it as just a reality, then you have a tendency to both under and overestimate what the limitations are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know specifically what things you are just two-handed operations. They just are. But all these other things you might think just aren't.
Really
you
aren't.
Could,
You figure it out.
You could just do it. Yeah.
Well, what was it with you then? How did you plan to then play drums?
Well, like I said, in college, for some reason, I just one day decided I'm going to go buy a drum set. And I was dating a girl at University of Illinois, and a cool drum shop down there called Skins and Tins. And I stopped in there one day, and I just had a few bucks in my pocket. I think I spent $500 or $600 on this Tama Rockstar DX kit, brand new, and took it back. And again, this is back in college setting. I was not in a dorm, but I had an apartment. You can't set up drums and play in an apartment because people next door, they're calling the cops on you. So I bought this drum kit that I can't play. And in more ways than one, I suppose.
This is going great so far.
Yeah, and that's how it all started, And I don't know. I just wanted to do it, so I just went and bought a kit. I had no aspirations of trying to ever get in a band or anything, and started rigging up different things to work for me.
Okay.
Which was really kind of minimal, quite honestly, but that's kind of where it evolved to. And then I got in a fraternity, and friends of mine played guitar. Hey, you guys want to get together and jam? That was pretty atrocious, I'm sure, to sit and listen to.
Yeah.
But we ended up putting a college band together, and that's where it all started.
Cool.
So,
And you called it 9 Arms or something,
9 Arms,
right?
yeah.
So 5 dudes in the band, they call it 9 Arms.
Correct.
I'm good at math.
Yeah. Carry the one.
Watched a lot of public television.
Remainder,
when I was young.
right?
He's over there.
Long division. Remainder of one.
And then
Common
back to
Core.
the two-handed
Common Core.
things that we need. Okay.
Well, one thing I noticed that was that it seemed like the obvious thing, but you didn't go that way, was, Rick Allen for Def Leppard. He obviously used then an electronic drum set to where he can trigger the snare wherever he needs it to be.
Right.
And, so he played like that, but you never entertained the idea.
That. There's no way. No. It was hokey enough the way I was doing it, and it still is. It's not ideal. It's hard to get the 2 snares that I have tuned, because they're different snares. And what I did in college, I think this was probably 94, I think, I decided I'm going to rig up a snare drum pedal, because when I first started, I was back and forth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You talk about, and we were playing back at that time. We were playing Dada and Sugar and some Gin Blossoms and stuff that was going on back at that time, and a lot of fast stuff. And I'm like, I'm wore out. This sucks. So I had to figure out a way that I could, give myself some compensation and find out a way to play the snare with my left foot.
Gotcha.
So I rigged up a kick pedal, took the regular beater off of it, if you will, and you may or may not have heard of a head drumsticks, the black ones like Eric Singer.
Yep, because you can unscrew them.
Yep, they have a sleeve. The concept was it's a graphite stick, and the tip screws off, and the sleeve, as you're playing, it wears down, it gets beat up. Well, you just take the sleeve off and put a new one on. Now you got a brand new stick.
Right.
Screw the tip on. So I took one of those tips, and it was the same thread diameter as the kick drum beater.
You're kidding me.
So I'm like,
a fortuitous.
yeah. So I rigged that up, and then I started setting stuff up, and I'm like, this is hokey, but it's got to work.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, and that's as far as I ever took doing anything different than a regular acoustic drum set. No electronics.
And I remember I suggested one time, I said, Mitch, if you ever get, because your top snare, because you'd have a snare and then you'd have one on the floor too, and you would do things between the two. So most of the times if you're playing beats, you're using that one on the floor.
Yes.
But fills and stuff, you'd go to the top one and you do like a dig it between your foot and your hand then to do a snare roll.
Not that I never did do.
No?
No, because a foot and a hand, or it just wasn't.
Okay.
The timing of it,
it sounded too
sound,
different.
they're not the same.
Right.
They're just.
But I always said to you, why don't you trigger both of them and put a trigger on your top snare and one on your bottom snare? And you're like, nope.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm never gonna say that again.
Yeah.
Fine by me. You know what I mean? I was just trying to make it easy for you.
To me, it would complicate things. I mean, the only thing that would probably do.
It's one more thing for us to plug in.
Well, one more thing to plug in.
He doesn't care about those things.
I'm
That's for
Brian
little
now. Hold
people.
on.
That's for little people.
Mitch just sets his snare drum down. Plug that shit in.
Plug it in, Midgie. Put a cord in there, will you? But,
I have one arm. Plug it in for me.
Right. But no, I think that was going to complicate things too much. I didn't want to go that route. I've seen Rick's kit, not in person, but you look at it. There's stuff everywhere, and it makes no sense. It makes sense to him. But I'm like, there's no way. So I just stopped there. Everything else is pretty much standard stuff, I think. So yeah.
I mean, what are your feelings on, like, when people come to you and you know that they want to talk about that or ask you about it? Like, how do you usually, can you sense that?
I can sense it, and I've dealt with it for 30 some years, so I know it. They want you can always tell they're sitting there looking at you, sizing you up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll start the conversation.
Okay.
Hey man, it's cool. Don't worry about it.
You told me a hilarious story one time about the little girl. I want you to tell, if you remember it, because you said that you were at some function and the girl walked up to you and she was trying to find a way to broach the subject about it.
Trying to think.
I'll just say it.
Tell the story.
So what you told, and it was funny to me because you said that the little girl just kind of looked at you and then she goes, well, my dad has 2 arms.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and
I've heard them all.
And it made you laugh, and you're like, "Oh yeah, well, I only have one."
Right. Right. And you get that stuff. You get that stuff, especially with little kids. They're innocent.
Yeah. Right.
Hannah said it. First time she seen Mitch, we went out there to practice, and she goes, "Where's your arm?" He goes, "I took it off. Isn't it crazy?" And she's scratching her head. She was, I don't know what, 6.
What do you mean?
I'll never forget when we first met you and we tried you out in Benji's basement and everything like that.
Tried him out in my basement.
Whatever.
There was nobody else showed up.
That's right. What did we go? We had like 3 or 4 drummers before him. Anyway, you come downstairs and we were helping you get your stuff down. And growing up, especially being a church boy, believe it or not, back in the day, I always learned never underestimate something that doesn't appear normal. And I don't even believe in that word more or less anymore, normal. But getting to know you, and I'm not trying to butter you up or nothing like that, but you had, you got this great personality. But once we started playing, I was like, I like this guy. I mean, you kept the rhythm right in the pocket for the most part. And sometimes you like to take off, but who doesn't? I do. I'm guilty of it as well. But I was like, this guy plays better with 1 arm than most guys I've seen with 2 arms.
Yeah.
And and it's not just me saying this, but I hear this from a lot of people throughout the years, everywhere we play. It's like, that guy is awesome. It's like, how does he do it? And I was like, I don't know. He just does. It's like
go ask him.
I remember talking to you. Did you want to say something? Go ahead.
No, not really. I just gonna say that was probably some of the best compliments that I got.
Yeah.
Was when nobody really said anything at all. We'd get done, or we'd go to a break,
Yep.
or we'd be done at the end of the night, and I'd walk out and start talking to people, and they didn't realize it.
Right.
And to me, that was the best
That happened to me.
compliment, is because, hey, man, I'm not trying to be the greatest drummer up here. I'm just trying to keep time and have a good time.
I had no idea.
That's all.
Yeah.
When I heard, because like I said, I wasn't really looking up there much. I was at the bar facing
Yeah.
the other way. So, and so, but by the time somebody finally told me, like, yeah, that dude's got one arm, the drummer. I was like, the drummer did? No way. And I was like, oh no shit. Weird. I didn't even notice.
But
And
also-
I'm a pretty like drummer connoisseur kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And just put it like this, Mitch. I just want to say this. I have played with some really good drummers. You know, and I've been really lucky in my world. People out there that hear that, they're like, you haven't played with all the good drummers, Brian. I'm sure there's a ton out there, but in my book, I've played with all the ones that I've wanted to play with. John Nelson, Matt Finn, Terry Hodges,
Matt, yeah.
you know, all these guys that are, you know, solid drummers.
Right.
And when I was coming into third rail, that was one of my concerns, is that, are we going to be able to like keep the energy up like that? And man, we never.
Not a problem.
Not a problem at all.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I would go through the night completely forgetting the fact that you have a missing arm, and I'm like, I would be harder on you. I'm like, it's got to be, I was like, come on, man, like, why can't we do some like 16th notes on the hat or something,
Right.
Oh, you don't have enough.
And that's always a
I'd pick
big
a song,
frustration of mine.
Let's do the Bullet Boy song.
Yeah.
And you're like, we can't do that. I'm like, why not?
Right.
You're like,
yep. And that's been
how do
the
you want
biggest
me to
frustration.
do that?
But yeah,
Like, I don't know.
and that sucks. But I knew that going in. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm never going to be able to do that. I know I could if I had two arms, but I'm like, it's just not ever going to happen. I'm not going to try and rig up some way to pull this off. What you get or what you see is what you get, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the best part about, I'm glad that this didn't become a big thing on stage. With comments of these guys never, that I recall, never brought it to the crowd's attention or made it a talking point or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because I certainly didn't want that to become the
If
focal
I did,
point.
I'd apologize, because I may have said something. I may have called you like the one-arm bandit or something. Or
But what I guess I'm saying
King
is
of 5 fingers and
trying to.
No, I think I said one time that we should get a prosthetic arm with just like a bottle rocket shooting off the end, all the time. Just
Roman
sit like this, or one that was just constantly twirling a stick, like a fan. Like
I did when I was a kid. I did have a prosthesis, and it was the hook.
oh, okay.
And I was crushing pencils with it in 3rd grade, 4th grade, and kids were kind of freaking out. I'm like, all right, this is cool. But then I'm like, it's useless. It's useless. So I went through that whole phase of that. But anyway.
Well, I was just picturing one like holding the stick with like a Roman candle, constantly just shooting fireworks out of it.
There you go.
See, I always
break it
told
up.
him he had that drum pad, and there was a thing where you'd hit it and it'd do like a whole drum roll. I said, you should hit that, stand up, and just twirl your stick.
Right?
Because you can just move your feet
like this.
Your feet go around the whole kit with the crash at the end. I'm like, you should totally hit that.
You should. That's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Well, then I've always wanted to talk to you about that, but I never really got that in depth with it, because it is something that you just don't really bring up, I guess. But in this forum, it needed to be, because I wanted to know.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So about this gig that we played a couple weeks ago at Kelly's.
last week.
It was
Couple
it
weeks.
seems like,
That's what
it
it
seems
feels
like,
like.
seems like a year ago already.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in 4 years.
Yeah, so we hadn't played in 4 years, and I remember, how did this even come about? Somebody said,
Through him.
I'm trying to think. It was
Wasn't it
something
Greg
with
for you?
Greg. It was probably a text message with Greg Hipskin. QC Rock Academy, and he and I are good friends. And for some reason, I don't know if I probably should have looked. I don't know if I was just texting him about something, or if he texted me out of the blue and just kind of got offered to us. And I said, well, it's been 4 years.
well, I know that gig has always been offered to us, but it used to be that it was nobody wanted to do it, or not that nobody wanted to do it, but it was mostly, I think Benji didn't want to play anymore or something. What was the 4 year layoff about?
Kids into stuff, man. There's just no time.
Yeah, no time for.
Yeah, times changed. Kids were getting older.
Yeah, and I understand that now. I mean, when it's going to
wait
happen
till
to me,
they're
for
high
instance.
school and junior high, and you're going to band concerts,
Right.
rehearsal. You're running them here and there.
Practices.
Now that Hannah has her license, it's a little more.
Yeah.
She can drive herself to stuff.
I'm in the exact same boat.
Stuff.
Exact same
but
boat.
yeah,
man.
when you're running them all over the place, especially in the summer, you got softball, you got the
because
band.
anytime I called you, you'd be at like some baseball thing or something,
Always
or
on the
softball
run,
thing,
man.
Oh, yeah.
and I'd be like, "Hey, you want to do this Kelly's thing?" And you'd be like, "I haven't even picked up my guitar in a year."
There was a long
like,
time. I just you don't even think about it. You're
Yeah.
coming home. You're getting
Priorities just change.
kids,
That's all.
Picking
Yeah.
them up from school. You're
Exactly.
running here. You're running
Where
there.
does that
you're doing
fit?
dinner. You're doing this. And
Yeah.
You're putting, getting everybody ready for bed. And it's
Totally.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'll look over and there's my acoustic. It's got a 1/4 inch of dust on it. I'm like,
Right.
Yeah.
what's that thing?
Yeah.
Should I sell it?
You play it and you need a tetanus shot because the
Totally.
strings are so old.
Exactly. Get lockjaw. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a couple times I picked it up. I'm like, I don't know if I can do it anymore. It's just you just get out of it's. I mean, you still have the muscle memory,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you're like, man,
it never works the way you think it's going to, though.
No, your
Like, you can
fingers slow
visualize.
down
Yeah.
and-
I was really looking forward to just playing the gig without any rehearsal. That's kind of how I wanted to do it.
I think it was Jerry. I think Jerry said, "Are you guys even gonna practice?" Jerry Smith.
Fucking bad
I
idea.
said, "Yeah."
Genes.
Somebody, people would ask me at work, "You guys practicing?" I said, "Twice."
We got together 2.5 times. 2.5 times.
Yeah.
We did 2.5 practices.
And I wanted to be a part of that no times because I really wanted to show up and like just do
Just
it.
kill it. Yeah.
Yeah, and kill
Well,
it.
I don't know if it would have worked that good.
I think it
Who
would have.
knows?
I think it would have. Because Benji, that you said after the gig you were all worried about if you were going to blow it or if you were going to go up there and not know how to do a solo.
I was nervous.
and all that stuff, but it went great, right?
I was nervous until the time
You don't forget that
No,
stuff.
hold on. I was like seriously like scared, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna like blank out up there or something." Be the God damn, these guys suck,
This dude even know how to play.
Once we got together and over at my house, that's where it just went away. I'm like, and we start bullshitting, and it was like old times.
Yeah.
And,
Well, you just need that. I think
just-
not because you need to like practice your instrument. You just need to be able to put your mind at ease because you know that. I mean, it's kind of case in point.
It
You
is.
know that the way that you think about how things go and how things actually go when you're doing it, they don't necessarily line up. So you need to know that there isn't too big a gap there. Like they're still close enough.
It's just overthinking it.
You
I was
overthink it, yep.
I'm picturing
Yep.
me going like, I forgot the solo, and the guitar's feedback, and everybody else is playing like, damn, what's wrong with that guy?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
off the stage.
Get your radar gun, man.
Yeah, I
That-
thought
that
about it. I thought about it. It is kind of weird, though. Also true that not thinking about it definitely gets you closer to the right thing.
Yeah, it does.
Although there are some things that if you don't know it, you just don't fucking know.
Yeah, because when we just rolled through it, and it was like old times. There was no nervousness on stage,
awesome.
or
perfect.
because I'm telling you, the week leading up to it, I was like, oh, no.
Diarrhea.
Every time you think about it, like you get a little burst of adrenaline.
I was seriously thinking, I'm
then you're
like, what if I
"Ugh."
get so nervous that I makes you throw up?
Yeah, right.
like Gene Sims.
See, I guess I never thought you.
I was just
Yeah, you got it in your
questioning
own head.
myself. I
You got it in
wasn't
your own
questioning
head,
these
man.
guys or anything. I was
Yeah.
just like, oh my God, it's been so long.
Because Benji was one of the first guys that I played with. Well, you're the only guitar player at that point that I had played with that I wasn't playing guitar, or you were the guitar player of the band I was in. So I've never had like another guitar player before, except for one that was playing and I was playing too. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to train this guy how to be a guitar player, and be the lead guitar
He
player.
used to pick my solo. Dude, you're
No.
missing this and you're doing
No,
that.
no.
Hey, your bends sound a little off. I'm
Come
like,
on.
You gotta
yeah,
get
you
them
did.
bends.
Or you do
All
it.
right,
I'm just
fine.
like, give me that pick. You get
That's
behind
not-
them as here. Watch my
he grabbed my guitar and show me. I'm like, how's this
I
guy
don't
think
like
he is?
you.
Who
Right.
hired him?
Like
It was like I just happened to know that solo, so
Very picky at first.
I wasn't trying to go that way. I was, see,
I'm like,
everything
we just
turns-
wing this and nobody cares, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, everybody turns this to, yeah, Brian, you were an asshole. No, I'm talking about
No, I'm kidding.
you actually on stage though. I never had to push you out front. Like I'd sing the last line of the thing, and the guitar solo would come, and I would back towards the drums, and you would go right up to the monitor and lean over the front and get in people's face. And I was like, yes, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's all part of the illusion, man.
That's why you're the lead guitar player. And it was cool, right? But it looked cool to me. I was like, see, that's how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
didn't have to tell him like,
Play the
dude, get
part.
out there. You,
Well,
you know, it just you were the part.
The only problem is on those stages when you go in the middle, you don't hear your guitar
Exactly.
anymore.
All I hear is from the
Exactly.
bass.
With his,
Maybe a couple of crashes and a snare drum.
with his
You
shitty
guys-
unskinny bop bass tone.
Oh,
You brought up
awful.
a really good point, though, as far as not just playing, but physically and presentation on stage. That stage presence, Benji around here and beyond has got the best because this is no bullshit. You know how to bring it. You proved it last weekend. I mean, you still got it in spades, man.
Oh man, there's gonna be some comments on this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
No, I
you cutting
thought-
yourself down because
You know what, Benji?
I'm not
We
like
all-
great or
yeah,
not.
we all
Benji
suck.
looks great.
Benji, we all
But how does
suck.
he
His makeup was
Yeah.
perfect.
I'm talking about how you look, but I mean,
I know.
like you mentioned, you're getting right up down in their
Yeah,
face.
it's
And-
all how
It's
it
all part
looks,
of the illusion.
man.
It
Right?
truly
And
is.
like I said, we all suck.
We're not
It's not
rock
like we're a good
stars.
band.
Do you
We're not a
remember-
very good band.
Do you
No,
remember
talent-wise? Hell no.
You remember the Kelly's gig?
We're about a 3.
I don't know if you might have to edit this one. But it was up at the old Kelly's. We were still in the front, and I had these two women in front of me, like,
Arms folded.
oh yeah. I go, what's the matter? You ain't having no fun. And I threw a pick at him or something and bounced off. And the one goes, you guys ain't no rock stars. I was like, how do I get these people in front of me?
Yeah.
No doy.
Every time, man.
Like,
Every
why are they
time.
up front?
I get it too, man.
They were just arms crossed,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my
Get
god.
over yourself. We know it's fake.
Yeah.
It's that way, though. You leave it on the stage. I mean, you do. You're into it for sure. Every time.
Oh yeah.
Every time.
And
That's
the fact
cool.
that you play keys,
Right. Right.
It that opened up so many cool things.
Fifth dimension.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not
it
always
does.
easy, especially like if I got to reach up at that exact split second moment to grab the pick out of my teeth, and sometimes I almost knock it down my throat,
Right.
yeah, or whatever. To
All right,
that
so-
chord at the right time, go
Yeah.
from keys
So
to that.
let's do favorite songs that were in the set list and least favorites.
My
So-
least favorite is the Great White Tune.
I hate that song too. See, this is the thing.
Fucking sucks.
After
bitten,
this
once bitten,
podcast,
Once
twice shy.
bitten. Once bitten.
nobody's gonna want to see us because we're gonna be like, we hate everything we play, dude.
I don't hate it. We just don't listen to it.
Yeah,
It-
right.
we don't get in the car like.
Right.
if
That's
Talk
what I mean.
Dirty-
A lot of these
if
people
Talk-
think that that's what we listen
Right.
to all the time.
If
too.
Talk
Like,
Dirty comes on
Turn.
in the car, I'm like,
Yes,
"Meow."
station.
I'm like, oh my god, I
Exactly,
played
yeah.
that a million times.
Bon Jovi,
Yeah.
anything. My wife's already trained.
I
She's
will
like,
actually listen to the
next.
Bon Jovis. I do like the Bon Jovis. My favorite to do is probably like Living on a Prayer
Which
with the
ones?
talk
Yeah.
box and
Yeah.
all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
It's just fun because I get to do all
Yeah.
kinds of different stuff.
And dude, you do that really well.
How many
with
Bon
that.
Jovis?
It's fun. It's
There's a certain
fun.
way you're supposed to do that,
I
and
do 2 now.
it's different. You know what I mean? You have to do it. And he ended
You
up
got to
doing it.
remember to breathe when you get that tube in your mouth because there's been so many times, you get it on the side and you probably have used one
I've
before.
farted around with them before,
Well,
but
you're
I've
messing
never had
around
one.
and you're making the moves with your mouth, but you don't say anything because that's your voice coming through.
Right.
The guitar is.
Yeah.
And then you'll catch yourself. You're like, oh my god, I didn't breathe. Because you're so
know.
focused on doing that.
He was just
You're
running the
about to
talk box and he
turn
passed
red.
out.
So over the microphone, they must hear the talk box and me going.
You know how many people think that that's a straw? Like you drink through it. Like
Right.
We can make a
Yeah.
beer bong out of it.
It's a beer
Probably
bong,
run
yeah.
through the funnel.
We cleaned that sucker in my sink one day.
It's
That big
stained
bump too?
yellow from the
Oh, my
smoking
God.
days in
Yeah,
the
I'll
bars.
bet.
And
Yeah.
I bleached it, sat
Oh,
in the
yeah,
sink, and it
that
just
doesn't
still.
work. Yeah,
it
no,
doesn't-
it's
Do you
it's
remember
still
when we
yellow.
used to be able to just light up and Matherville was the only? But remember we smoked.
Yeah, they
You can
still
still smoke out there.
They still do it out there.
You still
Dude,
smoke out there.
Matherville was a place that scared the shit out of me because literally it says if a fight breaks out, good fucking luck. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And how many times, Benji, have we cleared the dance floor and there's like a fight breaks out and we just stop? We're just kind of back to the walls. You know what I mean? Like let
Grab
that
your
shit
guitar.
roll
There's
out,
a
man.
problem with that because every time that happened, Benji's yelling at me, Ed, make sure they don't mess with our stuff. Like, why me?
Because
like,
you're the biggest one.
There's like 2 occasions where I had to throw like a block and tackle against the back of 2 other guys and just to push it away from our stuff, and like.
There's one time I see my wife running out there kicking some dude in the shins with cowboy boots. She had boots on and she's like kicking him in the shin. I was like, get the hell out of there, Danelle.
doing?
Right.
What are you
Exactly.
doing?
Bad idea.
Because some
Bad
dude
idea.
just cold cocked some girl or something. Like
Yeah.
somebody decked a girl.
Yeah.
And then and everybody saw that and that dude paid the price for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Well, we're from out there.
Yeah.
Benji and I are, and we got a lot of good friends. In fact, there's a lot of those people were at the Kelly show.
Okay.
And good friends, and just they're from high school and growing up. And so my mom and dad used to play in that same bar, out there when we were kids.
It's the Office, right? No, what was this place called? Okay, that's right.
I can't remember what it was.
Matherville.
It's Cooters.
Cute.
But anyway, no, so it always worked out fine. I mean, we were fine out there.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember, because I've been accused of a lot of things in my career. One of them is stealing from the kids.
I couldn't believe you did it. I can't believe you even did that.
What did I do?
You stole from the kids' swing set fund.
The playground fund.
Wasn't it?
It was something like that.
Something in Sherrard is a park fund or something. Wasn't it?
It was the night we got rained on.
Yeah.
Remember that deluge?
I absolutely remember that night.
But Rob was like, storm's coming in. You got 2 minutes.
And I remember the first raindrop, bloop, hitting the microphone, and he was like pulling.
Boink. Yep.
And the mic went dead. And I told the owner of the bar that if it starts to rain, if we set up, we're getting paid.
Right. That's how it works.
And
we were 4 songs
for a
in.
while.
No, I remember not being that far into a set.
I remember seeing that a bolt of lightning in the distance, and I said, "Boys, we're about to get pissed on," and whoosh,
and it came. I remember the cables like they're going down the street because the street flooded.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now it's washing cables, and the snake and everything is going. The lights fell over. I remember.
Brian standing in like
bad.
a doorway behind the stage, holding my 2 guitars. He goes, "I was like, I think it was Les Paul."
Yeah, I grabbed the guitars and got them out of the rain, man.
Thank God for Brian, because I'm over here trying to.
If I ever did anything right in this band, that's getting your Les Paul off the stage.
Man, you're all right.
Man.
You're all right.
Yeah, I felt that first raindrop, and I was like, "Well, too bad we can't stay." And because it went from a raindrop to a monsoon.
Yeah.
Did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're unplugging stuff that's still live with 220. And I'm yelling, "Somebody come out! Have that guy come out and shut the mains off!
Yeah.
Before it kills us."
And so,
And the other problem with that gig, I'm sorry to keep
go ahead.
rattling on, but and I blame this on the owner because she allowed her karaoke guy that he went at least an hour or more past his mandate and past his scheduled time, and he did it with a smart ass smirk, and she was allowing it. And I thought, really?
Yeah.
And
That's
people were,
I was always down for going on later. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
you're
I'm
cutting
unclear
into
about
our
something
set time
Right.
now. So
I'm
that's fine.
unclear.
a
Let's work
lot of
for
the
us.
people were getting pissed because they didn't care about that. And
Right.
I want to know how it got to be that I stole from
That's
the
my
park
question.
fund.
I
How
don't
does
know.
that-
I don't know how it turned into that.
Is it the
I have no
idea that you demanded payment when?
Well, see, here's the thing. They didn't hire us to play a benefit. They hired us to
correct.
play a gig. And it was a
Right.
street fest type
Right.
thing to where they were making money.
Right.
Yeah.
And I said, we're this much, and they agreed to it. And then when it came time to pay me, they said, oh, I thought that you would donate it to the...
And that's probably, you just answered your question then.
Yeah.
Okay, and I said...
I would guess.
I said, no.
Because I don't know why.
No, I got to pay
We
these
gotta
dudes.
pay
We
the
got to
sound
pay
guy.
Rob. I got to
Right.
pay Rob for
Right.
hauling a PA out
Right.
here.
Yeah.
We never did those benefits.
Yeah.
Did we?
I hated doing that.
because we got hit up from a lot.
We got
It's
it
like
all the
a
time.
lot of
And then
work.
that kind of
It
stuff
is.
happens.
It's
It's
a lot
like,
of work.
oh...
Yep. You'd like to, but you just can't do it for everybody.
We
so
liked
you
your
just don't
band
do it
better
all.
before that Brian was your singer.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, you know how many times I've heard that?
Yeah.
How many people I knew that were like, we already don't like you. You know,
Still came and seen it.
come in here. Who do you
Still
think
came
you
and
are?
seen
And they're usually bar owners that already got you guys for $300, and then now we're
Right.
$800.
Yep.
And here comes Brian with his boots and his,
A new sheriff in town, right?
Right.
My favorite was we played Lubin's bar. What was that called?
Oh,
up in Clinton.
up in Clinton.
Do you remember the one up in Clinton? We have
junk. Ding! French fries are up.
the order window was right next to the
Oh no!
I got to be honest with you.
wasn't that called the dugout or something like that?
I don't
I
remember.
can't
What?
remember. I still have the takeout bell
Like
at
right
my
when
house.
you stop playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a kid so like on the stage. They were like over there, like
right next to Ed.
Oh,
Right next to
yes.
his order up.
So here's it. Ultimate Warrior face paint on. Oh yeah, ding! Fries are out. You know what I mean?
Time out is what it was called.
Was it?
Time out, I think.
His
Time
friends
out.
from college he played in the band with, they stole the bell.
They took it off the kitchen and brought it to my house. They were riding with me, and all of a sudden we're riding home, and Tommy, the singer from my college band,
Hell no.
I was cracking up. He's like, all of a sudden, or maybe it was Jimmy, the bass player. He's back there ringing a bell, ding, 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 ding,
On the
ding.
way
Go,
home.
Mitch, ding. I'm swerving all over the road, trying to keep it upright.
The other thing,
Oh God,
the other thing that sucked about that night
have
is
his
that
bell.
wasn't a crowd. That was an oil painting we were playing from.
Yeah.
We were given everything we got, and they just kind of,
right?
here and there. It's like,
They
thanks,
had
table
kind
two
of
giving us the clap table to
Yeah.
appreciate
Right. Yeah.
it. It wasn't until the last 2 or 3 songs that they really got into it.
And then we're
they're
done.
like, what?
Wasn't that something? It
By
seemed
your
like
crowd.
Oh, okay.
it
So
seemed
if
like.
you ever played Sturgis, it's kind of like
Yeah.
too cool to.
Yeah.
And
But then your last 2
they like
songs,
it, but
all of
they
a sudden
don't-
they're like, want to party all night
Yeah,
now.
now you're done.
And you got them in your hands, and then we're like, well, we got to be done now.
Yep.
What were you doing a half hour ago? You
Yep.
know?
We do
Right.
not
Or last
expose the
3 hours.
emotional vulnerabilities of high spirits.
I mean, okay, so
Bar restaurants.
I think we
Yeah.
played for them at Kelly's.
Yeah.
Arms crossed. You guys are gonna rock
Oh,
stars.
man.
yeah, the first time I ever did the Kelly's thing was with you guys, and you guys had like the perfect slot. It's like Saturday. By that point, you had like
Second
the
to last
Saturday
maybe or
night at
something.
8:30 or
Yep.
something, where everybody's nice and drunk, but they don't want to go home yet.
Right.
And it's dark, and it's a good. That's the best spot.
Correct.
And I remember the first time playing that, I was like, "Holy shit! This is like cool. This is
Yeah.
cool."
Is that all the
These are-
stuff you
that
got
was
on
back
crowds?
when it was packed,
Yeah.
big
Big tent.
ass tent,
Big tent.
Is
and
that
it was
the
thousands
video
of
you
people.
made for the promo for Kelly's. Was that night or was that a different night?
I don't
You got
remember.
like video shots of us playing.
Oh no,
You
no,
made
that would have been. I think that was the second time.
You know.
That was the second time that we
Okay.
played there. But I love that promo because
That is,
Yeah,
I
it's
listen
cool.
to it over and over. I love it. I
On the toilet.
naked on Facebook.
Let
Exactly.
it have seconds. There I am wearing my
Feeling
fake
his
hair back
same
then.
cover
and-
up.
but-
I just loop it till my legs fall asleep.
Because just one day I was like, I'm gonna write like a little ditty,
Jingle.
and just quick played some stuff on the guitar and recorded it, and I was like, dang it, man,
Yeah.
it's like that could be a song,
Yeah,
It worked out, yeah.
Saturday night, and we're feeling right.
Yeah.
Is that what the
Wanna
words
get
are?
your
I never could
body
understand.
on. It says.
What are the words?
Hey, it's Saturday night and I'm feeling right. Wanna get your party on. Hey,
Okay.
if you wanna rock till the morning light,
All right.
Or at
come
least for the
see
next
your
hour.
Third Rail Boys.
I thought it was come see the party boys.
Nope,
maybe
come see the
Third rail.
Rail
Third rail
boys.
boys. Yeah.
Then it has the destructive.
Right. So I was all in, man. I was
cool.
like, yeah, this is cool. It was so much fun.
This
It's
has
like
come from the guy that won't carry equipment.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I'll write the promo.
Yeah, I
ain't
got
carrying
it.
that damn
I got the
anthem.
marketing. I got the marketing.
yeah. But yeah, I never played a gig like that, and I couldn't wait. I was
You,
like,
you talking about as far as crowd numbers?
and I'm
Yeah.
like, you mean to tell me that I get to go up on stage with a bandana and eyeliner on and my stretch-on leather pants or whatever,
Yep.
and sing nothing but hair metal songs to a rabid crowd?
What would
of
be in there?
Partying people.
Yeah.
would be 1,000, 1,500 in there? I don't know.
I think that there was a couple thousand in there the first time.
Yeah, I don't know how big that tent
It
is.
was huge.
It was huge tent back then.
Big tent.
I mean, enough to scare you. You know, like you're like,
Yeah.
whoa,
It's a real deal.
it
Yeah.
was cool, and they're all packed to the front of the stage, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, this is what it's about.
And then I got my 2 on the side.
And that's kind of the moment you live for.
Yeah.
Because they don't come along very often. You know, so you embrace it, and if you suck, whatever.
People come out to see it.
Yeah.
You guys, I don't know if it's because you guys have a ton of friends, but I'd never been in a band that drew like that until I was in Third Rail, and I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so fun, and people come out, and it's a party. It's so much fun. It's different than any normal real bar band.
Right.
I've been in them. And you're so scattered around in styles. You're playing Metallica, then Godsmack, then Jesse's Girl, then
You're saving stuff. Oh, we gotta wait till the crowd gets in.
Yeah.
We gotta.
Right.
Hey,
And you're
put
playing
that stuff in the third set.
Yeah,
and
right.
you're
Good
playing
stuff.
52 songs.
Right.
And I figured when the first thing I wanted to do with Third Rail was make more and play less as far as time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want more money, but we're going to play less time.
Well, if you play less time, you play the good songs. You're not playing fillers.
We would do 3 hours straight
Right.
B-sides.
Start later.
and never take a break.
Don't
Start
miss
later and
that.
not stop.
That is the first thing because you
Yep.
guys used to take breaks.
Yep.
And I was like, nuh-uh, there's no way that I'm
Crowd
going to go up
walks.
there and be full on front man and then like, yeah, all right, so we're going to be back in 5 minutes and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
And then they start
I was like,
leaving.
no, all the work that I've done to that point, I've ruined now. Because now they have an opportunity to go down the street.
Yep.
Or they have an opportunity to go somewhere else,
Yeah.
and
The other thing that sucked about that is that you guys had the advantage. I didn't, because nobody really played bass. You know, I was like, Ed, you're going to be doing Family Tradition, or you're going to be doing this other one, or you would jump on the drums, or Benji would.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so you guys can at least go get a beer or a shot and go take a leak. Me, I'm mentally trying to tie my dick in a triple knot so I don't piss
You've
my
taken
pants.
5 leaks since we've been here. Wait, hold on.
I mean,
It's making up for lost time.
That's what I'm saying. You ought to do some stress testing.
Remember, I
on your
learned
bladder.
Stuff like that.
Okay, I got a story for you.
crazy
Remember when
shit,
we used to
yeah.
play it at that across from South Park Mall? That it's now a car dealership. Greenbrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had the stage outside there, and it was a good crowd
In the parking lot.
and we had a blast out there. Remember when I did the air guitar contest to talk dirty to me, and I would be like, okay, he played a solo.
Didn't somebody fall on their face?
Right, and then I said, okay, we're gonna have a air guitar contest. We're gonna keep playing that solo, and we're gonna have different people come up and air the solo, and we'll pick a winner. You know?
Right.
I'm just trying to have fun. Sure. And like one of the first people that came up there was like air guitar just falls off the front of the stage and
Right.
like hits her face on the ground.
Biff.
And-
Lawsuit number 1.
yeah. And I'm like, great idea,
about it,
Brian.
yeah.
You know, you got to think about them things.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Right.
people could get hurt at your gig, and then we're liable for it. And
Yeah.
I was like, dang it,
Yep.
you had to ruin it. First time you fall off the stage on
Right.
your face.
Wrecked
you
your
know?
fair,
She
buddy.
won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're the
We
winner.
have a winner.
We got a winner.
Somebody get her out of here.
Exactly.
Well, do you have one? Do you have any specific gig that?
Or was
I
that
remem-
it?
I remember them. You know, part of it for me was I remember more of the showing up to the gigs and seeing you guys and the personalities. You know, and it was always just fun to be around and talk and be a part of it. You know, because what's interesting what's interesting about being in a rock band is when you're getting ready to do a rock and roll show, you barely ever talk about rock and roll or music or anything. It's always just
Movie
anything
quotes.
but vasectomies, movies, movie quotes, whatever it is, and that's what was fun. And Benji was always so damn
Go ahead,
funny.
Mitch. I know you want to. Go ahead.
Mitch is the funny one.
No.
He's
You're on your
funny
nights
too.
now,
You guys
Kitty.
are both funny. But it was just so much fun to be around, and it was good.
The pregame,
Yeah.
for sure.
Game's a good time.
Uh-huh.
It was always the
the
Mad Max
It is.
stuff too, man.
It's the after game when
Yeah, right. That's
boys
where
out
everything-
partying.
We're tearing shit down.
right.
Exactly.
I didn't want to say it.
Blowing your mouth.
Brian doesn't remember
Like a
those parts as
reasonable
being
man.
as bad as
He was at the
as
bar,
all
but he's
that.
like, "You're the best." He's like, "That's right."
Mine's up there
Great
doing
show
shots.
tonight.
Yeah, I'm up there counting money and doing shots.
Right.
One.
I guess we were the dumb ones.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
somebody's
no,
gotta do it.
I thought it was a blast, and I think that we should do it again, man. There shouldn't be any reason why we couldn't do it sometimes if something came up,
Well,
Something works, yeah.
for sure. And I think, from my perspective, this band never broke up. We
No,
never
we never
once
did.
we never once said, "I'm done." Circumstances, kids, shoulder surgery, whatever. It just kind of things played out, and so to me, that's the one thing that we never said, "Nah, we're done with this. We're hanging it up." So that's kind of good. I guess you can always come back and do if we want.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah,
So
this isn't something that you have to quit or, it just
Right.
it just
You don't have to
exists.
do it. You don't have
Yeah.
to quit.
right,
So.
either way.
right.
But to me, I don't know if I'd be able to be a normal civilian on St. Patty's Day ever again. It's like that is the day.
We would all be at home.
It's like cutting out
Yeah.
a piece of who you are, and then there's that unfillable void that, if you were to just quit altogether, you're just,
Right.
you're not you anymore.
Yeah, there's that
especially
little
when you've done
emptiness
it
there.
As long as we all have.
Right.
And
See-
I was asked, I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. You were asked what?
I was asked countless times Saturday night last weekend, so you guys going to do any more shows? And it would have been irresponsible of me to go, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
so
it's
you
like,
just say you don't
it's
know.
like, I can't speak for all of us, but I will say this: never say never, and I will do my best to light some, fires under butts, including my own, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I can just say that I'm not interested in doing any kind of like normal bar gig.
I don't think any of us are.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to go play inside somewhere and set up and play a whole night.
9 to 1.
I don't even care if it's for $3,000. I just don't really want to do that.
You hit my number.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a
Brian
minute
gets
now.
two of
All
it.
right. Wait. 3,001. We're there, right?
Get some group to start it out for
Right.
for us.
Yeah.
And we do like the last hour and a half.
Let them
2
play for 3 hours. We'll do an hour.
Oh, yeah, that's even better.
Yeah.
That works.
Hey, we'll see what Mommy's Little Monster's doing.
Yeah, exactly. Get out there and warm them up, guys.
Warm them up, Travis. It's
All right,
you.
man.
Hey, you got 3 hours. You can't take a break,
No,
though.
I found out the sweet spot's the early spot. We should be opening for them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because
it
we
is.
get to
Yeah.
go. Then we're
We
at
be
home
done by
in bed by
9.
10.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you just
And at
stand
the same
around
time,
and-
we're going to screw with the other band, and they're going to be like, fuck, we can't follow that.
The shit show.
Just like, well, Saturday last weekend. I mean, they sounded good, but they're, I was told by a couple, I was like, man, you guys just whooped it out there. We can't follow that.
Well, it's hard to compete with Motley Crue and all, that type of
Part
stuff.
of what you said earlier, though, is we know a lot of people. We got a lot of good friends, and what I noticed when we snuck out the flap there behind the drum set in the tent, I'm getting crap out of there. Next thing I know, there's 35 people, 40 people just standing around as we're in the back.
Wanting to talk to you, yeah.
Everybody-
And they all came from the
That's
tent.
fine.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's a good feeling. And did it take away from the good band after us? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't know.
But you know what I mean?
I can tell you that at my age, it was my birthday yesterday, and
No, we saw
yeah,
we
I've
were
seen
talking
that.
about this.
and
Happy birthday, Brian.
Hey, thanks, man.
Thanks for letting us know.
Hey, I got you a lamp.
Thanks. I at this age, you went back in time and got it for me like 20 years
I'll
ago.
fix her knee for you.
He's a knee surgeon.
Yeah, but at my age, I got to take the kids this time down to Kelly's, and they got to see the situation. You can have absolutely.
We all did.
I didn't get one of these. Mitch got
Take
one.
as many as you want.
Give me
I've
50.
got plenty of them.
Go ahead.
But I told the kids, I said it's going to be different because Dive Bomb did a show one time, and we brought the kids. It was opening for 3 Years Hollow out there in Geneseo, and there was literally like nobody showed up.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
And that was embarrassing for me. And for the kids to see Daddy in that situation, it was like, no, you don't get it, And so I wanted them to see the third rail thing.
Right.
Not that Dive Bomb couldn't draw. I was just saying that the Kellys thing with this year with third rail, I was like, this is going to be a big deal.
Right.
We're going to put some butts in that tent. And I looked at the tent. I was like, you're going to need to get a bigger tent.
Yep.
But they were packed in there.
Yeah,
Anyway,
should have peeled the sides off.
but that's that one night at my
Pull up
age
some other flaps.
that I get to take a break from being Brian Miner, the normal dude, to feeling that dose and that little bit of that drug again and feeling like I'm a rock star. And I get
We all feel that.
and you vicariously kind of like act like, what if this was like this every day?
Right.
It's like you go on stage and people like cheer at everything you say and you're treated different and like, what can I get you? And all that stuff. And I'm like, this is crazy. It's like,
Part of it.
yeah, and then it's just a good time, and the people that come see us, they allow for that, and they give us that feeling,
Correct.
and I love that. And thank you very much, all the people that come out and see us and cheer and dance and party with us and make us feel and yell when we, that gives us that feeling. It's a fun.
Pretty loyal
we're all
group.
playing a part in a play in a way,
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
And
we're casted.
right. We're playing the rock stars. You guys are playing the rock crowd, and we have a good time doing it.
We do.
Yeah,
That's cool, man.
It's a good time.
That's cool. That's what you
Absolutely.
want. That's what you hope for.
We do. We've always had good fans. They're always awesome.
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Very loyal fans that would follow us almost literally everywhere.
Oh my gosh. There's been times I'm like, what are you guys doing all the way out here? Oh my god, I would have never driven out and seen somebody.
And then they would get wasted that night. I was like, you got an hour and a half drive back to your house, man.
I can tell you my scariest story of being in third rail, and that was when I was after a gig, got in the car. This is when I didn't have kids. I was wasted, leather pants, no shirt, probably eyeliner running down my face.
Matherville.
Yeah, I was in my blazer or whatever, and Danelle was with me, and she's looking good, tank top, boobs sticking out. She's looking like a rock girl. I'm looking like a rock star. Bottle of freaking whiskey in the console, right? On the way home, we're like drinking and partying still, and I smoked cigarettes at that point. I'm smoking cigarettes in the window, and we got on the wrong road in Matherville and got in some cornfields. And I'm like,
I know what he did. He
I'm
did
like,
do.
whoa! I'm like, where are we, hon? And she's like, I don't know. But then all of a sudden, there's cherries, and I'm like, oh boy!
This ain't gonna be good.
And then this cop comes up to the car and he's got his flashlight and he's looking all through our car like this, right? And I'm like, oh boy, this is not good.
Get your shot.
And he comes to the window and he goes, you guys see anybody in an orange jumpsuit running through here?
Besides me.
I'm like, no. And they're like,
How about
cool,
black
did somebody
leather pants?
escaped from the jail or something? And they were looking for this guy and they're like, okay, cool things. And I was like, kid, hey, can you tell me how to get onto the highway? He's like,
We got to pick up a guy in an orange jumpsuit down the road.
I'm like, how in the hell did that cop not arrest me immediately?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, no shirt, eyeliner running up the hair. You know, I think I'm David Lee Roth. I'm living out some sort of like fantasy. You know, I got my hot girl over there. She's buttoning her bra back up. Like, what are we doing? You know, it's like, you know, I'm like, hey, oh, hey. You know, I was still like, hey, oh, you know, what am I, an asshole now? You know, that's how we all act.
I'm the singer, right?
You don't know who I am? I'm Brian Miner. We just rocked the Matherville bar down there.
Yeah, well, Brian Miner's about to do a field sobriety.
yeah, right.
In a cornfield.
Body cavity search.
Oh yeah.
Well, man,
yeah.
I can tell you, I had
run together is
a lot of good times playing in third rail, and you know, it sucks getting older and all that stuff. But you know, the parties come to an end sometime. But I don't see any reason why we couldn't still maybe pull one here and there. If it came up, we'll discuss it.
Yeah,
Sure.
Absolutely.
Are we going to try and not practice? We're going to try that one once?
Listen,
I thought we
the
were
way I look
practicing
at it is, these songs have been out for 40 years. If we haven't figured them out yet, we shouldn't be doing this.
See, we have to practice them because we don't listen to them.
Stop. Start over.
Yeah, I don't think I ever really learned all the words to all the songs anyway. I think I liked it better when it was just a random, am I going to remember them or not night, you know?
I think it's just
him and not,
pick a word that rhymes.
Him and not go.
Right.
Drinking out with a one-man show.
And everybody's
Something
like,
and I'd be like, hey, come here,
just like
help
the
me.
record.
Right?
Help me.
It's identical.
That's what I say, man.
No, Ed would always like correct me though. I'd start the wrong verse and he would start singing over me with the right verse. And I would thank God.
It's like a pound of teen and a pint of name and a pyromania. Come on.
Yeah,
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
What does he say?
hey, that's right. We're seeing my name again. Hey, not doing that. And you know what? The crowd don't know either because I'll put the mic in their face and they're like,
Yeah, they back up. They back up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True
That's
story.
right. No, I was gonna say that like we need excuses to just hang out for a couple hours, bro, out, have a couple beers, and play some shit.
oh yeah,
and-
lots of fun, man.
Yeah, that's
Always
good.
fun.
Yeah. So
Good.
man, I
That's
want to
practice. We call it drinking practice.
Right?
Yeah.
You're just gonna get
Social.
together and drink, hang out.
Yeah.
Social time.
Socialize.
But man, thanks for coming and doing the podcast. I know that
Absolutely.
you guys are like podcasts. Why would you?
What are you talking about? I brought the whole damn family. They're up there bouncing around. You're like, oh, you're bringing your kids? I'm like, I'm bringing them all.
Yeah.
He's like, Danelle's like, he doesn't like it when it's loud. I'm like,
Well,
part of the package.
Benji's like, he takes it that serious?
Well, I figured kids would be running in and out of here. Hey, Dad.
Yeah, this is like a bonus, right?
No.
No kids running down here.
I know,
Yeah.
man. They
I
know
tell
that.
you,
incredible.
I definitely look forward to the next time. There's people have asked me, you know, so how'd your show go? I'm like, well, you were invited, dickhead. Where the fuck were you?
Yeah.
You know, and
Everybody knows it says 142 people are coming. You can just take the last digit off. It's 14.
Yeah.
14 people are coming.
Did somebody do a
10%.
invite or something on that?
that
I used to
was-
do events and stuff, and you know,
That was so much fun that words can't describe, you know, and it's like I'm already at a loss for words for it, but it just felt that good.
cool. Yeah. Actually,
It was
this
fun.
band always really drew really well, no matter what, unless we were playing some new environment.
And it's fun. The only time we would do it, like when we went up to Clinton.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, that's the worst nightmare is when you look at the set list
Yeah.
and it's all Bon Jovi, Poison, and Def Leppard, and here's like 4 bikers in front of you with Ozzy shirts on. You're like, or
You guys know
Megadeth
any
shirts.
Metallica?
We got after one of them gigs. I got approached by some big biker dude to play the Iron Horse Festival. His name was Tramp.
Oh, nice.
Tramp, and I'm like, well, I'll be in touch.
Like to hear
no,
you
I don't.
go.
I don't need your number, but I'll be in touch.
I'll find your number.
you. But yeah, I'm
Tramp,
like-
right?
I'm like,
All right,
man,
we'll find you.
this
call us,
isn't
we'll call
gonna
you.
this isn't gonna work. So, but yeah, good times,
So,
man.
I'm glad we made that switch many years ago before Brian started, because we were doing the Godsmack and, you know, seven Dust, Noise Therapy, and this and that. That's when my short little stint as a lead singer, which was for what, maybe 2 shows. It was that coffee shop on
terrible.
5th Avenue. Terrible. Then we did a backyard party. I think it was at Dan Litter's house. I think that's as far as my singing career went. But as soon as we started doing this 80s, early 90s stuff and realized that we just, you know,
Hell, I was
struck
doing it
oil.
when everybody else was listening to Jim Blossoms and stuff. We were trying to play Motley Crue.
Yeah.
They were like, "Where's the
You
grunge?"
had-
Oh, the
you
grunge?
had-
They won
Yeah.
the grunge.
You guys
You
were
had-
on the bleeding edge of that.
He had the theater of pain guitar. You had one painted up
Yeah.
with the
I bought
Motley
it.
Crue thing.
I bought the body.
Dude, that was so cool.
And found a Kramer
Yeah.
neck. put that on there and slap that sucker up on the wall. I'm like, yeah.
Sweet.
Put the
See,
Blood
'cause
Rose in it.
We got to understand too is all of us got along so well because Mitch is a huge Kiss fan, Ed's a huge Kiss fan, so we could bro out about Kiss anytime we want.
Right.
And Benji and I were in common. We were Queensryche fans, so like the whole Operation Mindcrime thing, we were all fascinated with that, the whole storyline of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
good stuff.
So
Drill it on my arm.
Yeah, yeah. So, Dano was like, "Are you going to talk about like all the video of like Benji of us partying? We used to come over to your house and like your kids had like this doll that was about this tall.
It was one of those
Plastic-
big tall Barbie dolls.
Oh,
Have you
yeah,
ever
yeah.
seen those? I
Yeah,
mean, they're
I've
probably
seen them.
3
Yeah,
foot tall.
It's
or
creepy.
something.
Well, I remember.
Not as creepy as a full-size mannequin.
We
but-
we got a little fresh with it one night, and one of the legs friggin'
You're
popped
supposed
off.
to, yeah.
And Brian's got her pinned down on the ground, and the leg broke off. I'm like, so I had to hide that thing from my kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know where it is. It's like behind the couch, like
Yeah, right.
it's got like a rape whistle
Totally,
in its mouth.
totally, man.
And there's I think I have the pictures of it too. Of
Yeah.
you on top of it because you gotta.
That's
I ended up having to like stuff that thing down the bottom of the garbage can and throw like garbage over.
Yep,
It was
yep.
like, oh my
Fold her
God.
up in some weird
Leg.
way.
I tried to fix the leg. I'm like, is she gone?
She'd be on her there.
I always felt so bad. It's like the poor kid's gonna get up in the morning and you're like, "Don't touch that doll. I got to
Right.
clean that off. Now. I don't know what
I had
happened."
to clean her up. I had to fix her. She was busted.
I was like, my doll's leg was on it yesterday when we went to bed.
What happened?
Yeah, sorry about that, kids.
Get out of control.
Paul Stanley was over here like mounting your Barbie doll. Nah, we had fun. We'd always bust each other's chops and doing stupid shit. And
Yeah,
Put her in
was
the
a good
dishwasher
time.
on sanitize. That's what I was.
so much fun, man. So
we
we
just stuff her in the garbage can. Say, hell with it.
we should do this again, like a year from now, after we do Kelly's next year, because we probably
All right.
should do that, right?
I think so.
We'll book it right now.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'll let them know we're
They're
doing
like,
it.
we don't want you guys. No
I'll
more.
let them know we're doing it.
You guys suck.
I'll call Kelly.
Yeah, what are you doing Friday at noon?
Can we get the show right after the dancers or something? So we can,
Can we? I want to be the ones that jump out of the plane. I want to like come in that way.
Well, they don't do that anymore, do they?
You don't want to do that?
I'm scared of heights.
The
You don't
leprechaun
gonna do
thing?
it?
No, I'll meet you guys on the ground. I'll take the car.
I'm
when
just
you
glad
get
you
here.
didn't ask me to do that Scotsman song again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Hey,
right.
that would have been a good break song
Yeah.
where we go grab a beer, take a piss.
Sure.
Hey, Ed. Do that, Scott.
Do that Irish jig dance that you usually do.
We'll be back in 20 minutes.
People love it.
They do.
Or like, what was it? You used to know
Flogging.
what dance? You knew the grease dance, wasn't there?
It's Footloose.
Footloose. You knew the
Oh,
Footloose
Jesus.
dance.
Yes,
Really?
he does. Absolutely. I seen it happen.
Yeah.
Seen it happen.
Yeah, I
So-
remember.
That's not good.
I witnessed that.
That's not good.
Unfortunately, I do
Said
have to admit.
it was
to
at
that,
your
'cause
wedding reception.
That was
You
my
get-
wedding
he-
reception.
He was like
yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say, man.
Everybody like I would be trying to find a way because we played 3
many
hours straight.
degrees?
I was trying to find a way to go outside and like have a cigarette or something. And so I'm like, hey, hey Ed, do that Irish jig thing that you did.
Right.
And I'll be back in a minute. And you're like, huh? What? And I'm like,
Which one? I don't know. Look it up on your phone.
The Scotsman clad and killed left the bar one evening fair. And
still
one
knows
could
it.
tell by how he walked that he drunk more than his share. That's as far as I go with that.
It sounded good in the bathroom.
I'm sure it
Trust
did.
me.
Young
Yeah.
sleeping
From afar.
Scotsman, sure as
Shit, Travis knows.
He won first prize.
Yeah, that's right.
You know
And they'd all
Great,
stay in the
yeah.
front row too. They'd like
Great.
sit through that
They're all
shit.
clapping along with the rhythm and everything
Yeah.
like that.
Of course.
Somehow, when we played this Kelly's one this last year, this last show, somehow we went from nothing but a good time to family tradition. And then back to
yeah,
nothing but a good time
Yeah.
on
We
the
were talking
fly.
about
Like,
Awesome.
somehow on the fly we did that.
Awesome.
And they do not blend together at all.
Not even
and
close.
It was horrid coming into it and horrid coming out of it.
That's our conductor up front. He's like, hold on, everybody, shut up, shut up, shut up. Hey, don't play.
Yeah, it's always shut the
Benji,
fuck up.
play,
don't play.
family tradition.
Right.
Ed, you're singing.
Not so
it.
loud.
Right.
I'm like,
What? This ain't on the set.
we're in the middle of the breakdown. It makes us all shut up. Turn it down.
Yeah,
Right.
shut up.
That's all right. Bring it down.
Bring it down and switch songs.
Right. Right.
Break it down and switch
Pick
songs.
one. Just pick one.
Perfect.
Just pick one and go.
Perfect.
Like the here go.
I got it.
You know, I was almost going to bring back one stage thing that I've only done a few times. I think you even asked me one. Ed, you're not doing the blood spitting routine again tonight, are you? And I'd check my bottle. No, not tonight. This stuff is turned. You know,
Rancid.
It's something I would mix up in the kitchen. And
Yeah.
Ed,
I
he'd lay
almost
his
wanted to
towels
do that
down
last
and spit
weekend.
his blood all
I
over
was
them and
gonna
clean
do
it
it.
all up.
He was a respectable blood spitter. Very respectable.
Oh man, we could go on and on.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Too many memories to talk about.
You get a lot of editing to do here. Don't you?
No, man. I appreciate everybody coming and doing this. This is so much fun. And when it's edited and put out on YouTube, you guys will be like, "Oh, that was cool. I wish I would have said this. I wish I'd have said that." But as we sit here at the table, sometimes I forget we're doing a podcast and we're just hanging out.
Right. Just talking.
Sure. So, but time goes by so quick, and I know that you got to get your girls.
Oh, that's cool. I got to
taken care of and stuff.
So.
But I appreciate you guys coming by, man. And
thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
For cool.
Always a good
Dude,
time.
good seeing you guys again.
Picking on
Been a
me
long
and
time.
beating
Been a
me up
long
too
time.
awful much.
Yeah.
The next podcast we do will be the MDR session follow-up podcast.
That's right.
So thanks for all the clicks. Thanks for everybody watching all these podcasts, because I know that it makes me feel good to know that people are actually watching these things.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Matter Disturbance Radio, third rail.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
See ya.
Thank you.
Run ahead. Yeah.
You get the video there?
That's right.